And we're live.
We're live. Hello, guys. Welcome back. It is D&D Las Vegas, because we wouldn't be anywhere else, would we?
I don't think so.
No. Thank you, Jesus. We're here in Vegas. We got a fantastic show for you today. We have our own, very own Lucky Lauren.
Hey, everybody. How you doing?
We got Matthew.
What's going on?
I don't know if he's got the switch already.
Uh-oh.
And we got a new friend of ours, Otis. As soon as we get there's Matthew and Otis.
Matthew
Say
and
hello.
Otis.
Yes. And we're doing we're going over casino life. I got some interesting questions. None of you guys have been shown the questions yet because we're gonna do everything kind of spur of the moment.
Oh boy.
We got the oldest dealer, not me this time.
Oh.
So look at this one.
Shots fired.
And then we got the
Shots fired.
You made me wake up in the middle of my nap time to come
This
here for
may
this.
be our last
so
podcast
you
with
do?
David, everyone.
I'm a younger dealer, just so you know. Not by much, by the way. Not by much.
What, 4 months?
Yeah, 4 months. And then we have two younger dealers. We're going to talk about casino life. Some of them are relatively new. So for those of you who are considering a possible career, look at this, I'm holding my mask, waving my mask, and we have our mask over here, fantastic.
Yes.
But first of all, what I wanted to introduce was a couple of things. We have a few updates for you. Sticky's going to go run and get me one of those, the $50 one out of the thing. Can you go? That's the one thing I forgot. You know what I'm talking about? The Nevada Gold. We got some amazing merchandise in. We've been upgrading our merchandise offering, our retail footprint here fantastically. We have a lot of stuff coming up on e-com. But before I get there, we are a little update on a few things we've been working on. Number one, the table. I know a lot of you guys have asked us about the table. We could have sold a ton of tables, but we're taking this one slower. I meant to put out some kind of news or publication, but we really didn't have all the details until recently. And I didn't want to just keep saying things. Yeah, we're going to show that in a minute.
Wow. That's
So,
really
yeah,
nice.
that's going to be a very cool thing. But, okay, so here's the deal on the table. Very quickly, and especially for those of you who are going to check it after the fact, because we have a lot more people that sort of, we have our built-in audience, you fans out there, thank you so much. And we have a ton of people who come later. So the table we have the 8-foot table that's with the LEDs. It's a fantastic table. It has a drink rail, a chip rail. It's configured fairly quickly, and it has a lot of potential upgrades. You can paint it however color you want. The layout is all customizable. All those things are good works. Okay, so here's the basic deal. Number one, the base table is going to start at $2,500. It's going to come as a do-it-yourself kit. We're going to send you all the pieces cut, everything fabricated exactly as you need it to. And then you put it together, basically. And we're going to have a video that shows you exactly how to put it together. And it's pretty easy. Not the 10 minutes that we took, but that's going to be the next table. So the next table goal is a little higher, but it's going to come sort of the way we got it, in a couple boxes, pretty easy to put together. It's still a do-it-yourself type of thing. But it won't have a lot of the upgrades. It won't be painted. It won't have a mirror, so there will be some things that you can customize yourself. And then we'll have like the, everything included kind of package at the highest premium. We're expecting that to be around $3,500, give or take. And that's LED lights, layout, all these things, but we haven't finalized that price. And like I said, we'll come out with detailed instructions and a video on how to put it together. But it's a fantastic table. It's really a genius table. I've been at this a very long time. I've opened 3 casinos that have worked with other manufacturers, and I will tell you that the company that's doing these and working with us is a cabinet manufacturer, a really innovative, genius cabinet manufacturer. And the most incredible thing is they have come up with, not only have they come up with a perfect fit, a perfect size table for a lot of people, because you can, get in your living room, get in your bedroom, this kind of thing. Because we all want a crap table in our bedroom, no?
Yes.
I mean, yeah, we got.
Yes. Do you not?
Yeah, but the fact that it has a drink rail and the chip rail,
Yeah.
you don't see that on a lot of like custom tables or do-it-yourself tables, that kind of thing. So, and the layouts, it's amazing. It's like the way that they configured the layout. You just stretch the layout. You lock down the top, and boom. You don't have to staple it, nothing. It literally sits and locks down by itself. It's a fantastic thing. Everybody that's come in here has really loved that table. We've had, even today,
nice table.
We had a few people interested, wanting to know how much it is. So we're doing this right. We're taking this a little slowly. We expect to have these available October 1st. and in all their complete list. We may take some pre-orders at some point, just so for those of you who are really anxious to get a hold of this table. And if we do that, it'll be completely refundable. Again, we'll take certain number of pre-orders so that you guys can get ahead of the game, get in line and get these tables, and then we'll just go from there. Okay. The other update is I just posted 2 specials for CEG Dealer School. The last time you're going to see a Blackjack Craps special on CEGDealers.com. We're ramping up the school. We just talked with 2 casinos yesterday, both of whom who are coming to the school to run job fairs. One of them is opening a new pit. The other one is just looking desperate for dealers. We have 5 casinos really that we've scheduled so far. We could schedule a lot more, but we try to work with certain partners. I think is a better fit, and of course Lauren manages most of that.
Yep.
So we have 3 specials on the site right now: blackjack and crap, because everybody needs crap dealers. So as a favor to both you and our casino partners who are really looking for craps, we're incentivizing $400 blackjack and craps.
Wow.
It used to be $500, which is even another $100 off, but now we're down to $400.
Wow.
So $400, and that is a great deal. And then the other one is we still have up the 4 games: Blackjack, Roulette, Bach plus Pai Gow for $495.
Fantastic.
And then
deal.
we have 7 games, all 7 games, which I think you guys signed up for, which is literally everything plus a year. Okay.
Right.
And it really doesn't get much better than that.
Best deal alert.
That is the best deal.
Put it in flashing.
Yeah, the best deal.
Best
deal in the crash sale. So we like to introduce that.
Oh.
We normally at this time of year we've added a lot more students. We know that with Delta and COVID, everything's a little slower, but demand on the casino side is massive. So we expect there's a little bit of a delay, but we expect to get filled up here very quickly. And once we do, there won't be any specials, and everything will just be at full price. So if you're looking to take advantage of that, I would do it sooner than later, like today, maybe tomorrow if you're on the fence. But you're welcome to come in or give Dennis a call. We're open 11 to 6.
I'm guessing that the special is a limited time.
No, so the special ends mañana, tomorrow.
Oh.
The Blackjack
wow.
Craps Day, you got to sign up right now.
Oh.
Because we already have people
let them
coming
know
in.
that. Yeah.
So if you happen to be listening now and you're thinking about it, or by the way, we've had some tremendous people come in. We had a gentleman named James with a big ass group. He's local, and he scheduled 12 challenges today.
Wow.
So
Wow. That's fantastic.
And he is newly married. He was a bachelor. He's no longer a bachelor.
Okay.
We wish him the best of luck
Absolutely.
on that one. Some of us have not
Absolutely.
had the best luck. I wish you the best. And he really.
I would try it again.
So
Would you try it again?
getting married?
Yeah.
You offering?
Oh, there it is.
Well, now I need my fan.
I know. Now you really need your fan. I'm gonna be
I would.
a single. Really? Yeah.
I would, but it wouldn't be easy. I'm so set in my ways, and
You are, yeah.
living with somebody now.
I mean, dude, just send your husband a Subway for you. Even that's a chore, huh?
Listen,
She's the first person I ever heard of where you can't go to Subway and get her a sandwich. It's like this whole. It's
I
the whole
want
thing.
to walk down the line and tell him that's too much of that. That's not enough of that. I need more of this.
Oh.
I want it exactly. See, remember Harry Met Sally?
Oh, really?
Right? I want it the way I want it.
You want it the way you
I
want it. I
do.
don't blame you. I don't blame
the way
you.
I want
See?
it.
Now you see why I don't want to get married.
Oh no.
Oh my God! Wait a minute. Is that a sub or a super chat? Holy smokes!
What are you looking at?
It's a $25 super chat.
Fantastic. There's a
Yeah.
coin.
I
Whenever the
barely
coin
see
comes,
that.
I know. I just
Put
look
it
for
on
the
this
coin.
screen.
Eric
I
Keener.
can't see that
Little
one.
grab
Evening,
it.
David and Lauren. Any news on masks going away? Always enjoy the content.
Yeah, so I have sort of high news. You know what happened? What sucked is Clark County's numbers went down, but everywhere else went up.
Right.
All the other counties went up, so they were like, yeah, we're going to wait a minute.
Yeah.
We had heard that this last Friday they were going to make an announcement, but my guess is when the governor prior to that, earlier in the week, other counties had gone up, and the counties now being affected the most are some of the northern counties that were able to avoid it early on.
Right.
So statewide, we're in the same boat as a lot of other states, although Clark County is actually doing pretty good. All things
It is.
considered.
I think the problem is that when they took away the mask mandate back in July, they jumped the gun on it. And they realized that those 3 or 4 weeks that we weren't wearing masks,
Yeah.
that we should have been, And now I think they're just kind of afraid to do it again just in case. So they're holding out a little bit longer, you know.
Yeah. So.
So.
But 100%. When we hear, we haven't heard. We normally talk to a lot of casino people throughout the week, especially people who are in these sort of high level discussions. What they have. This week's been quiet. Although I had some really interesting training discussions today. I can't really share them with you today, but let's just say CEG is going to have some real high limit opportunities in the very near future.
Fantastic.
So there's a huge
wonder what that
shortage
could mean.
of people in SR, as we've always known, and there's quite a few casinos who are looking to kind of get ahead of that demand.
Right.
The most frustrating part of it right now is that evolving SR dealers is not easy because it's hard to break in as an SR dealer.
Right.
Because first of all, you have to be a pretty excellent roulette dealer
That's right. To even
be considered.
tackle
That's
SR.
it. And then when you get into SR, the expectation's high. The type of player you're dealing with is high.
Yeah. Oh yeah. SR, for anybody who might not know, single zero roulette.
Single zero.
Right.
Yeah.
Most places only have it in a high limit room. There are a few casinos that have it out on the main floor for a little bit lower, but most SR is high limit, $100 minimum.
Yeah, and lots of
So,
entitlement. There's
yes.
players coming from Europe, and they see
Yes.
SR constantly. So it's like they just don't understand how here it's not dealt
not
with
a
the same
thing.
way. It's not
Yeah.
a thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of an acquired.
A lot of the
Art.
SR players know
Yeah.
the game better than a lot of
A
dealers.
lot of the dealers.
Yeah. 'Cause they've
But-
been playing it for so long.
Guess who else needs to learn SR? Supervisors and surveillance.
Right. That's right.
So we're having some interesting conversations by quite a few people have reached out to us. So anyways, there's that. We'll talk about that soon. By the way, so a few other updates. You ready? I did.
Ready.
So I managed to email. Me and Crapsy have been emailing back and forth a little bit, and he finally has evolved the Crapsy application. So you'll be able to Zoom Crapsy. So yeah, I know we've been waiting for a while.
I can't wait.
Chuck,
I can't wait.
you little bastard. We need Crapsy to be finished. He teased us
ASAP.
with it. Everybody got excited,
Yeah.
and now we're just like we thought we were down the home stretch kind of thing. Lauren's checked
Step
out.
back. I'm right here. Home
Lauren needs
stretch.
a bingo,
Bingo.
a bingo. I don't know what that they call
I'm going to be
that.
doing my bingo series eventually. I'm still
Yeah.
working on it.
They're still working on it.
I'm still working on it. Well, there's
You
19.
getting your balls in a row?
There are 19 different casinos in this town that have
Really?
yeah,
Have bingo?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that have bingo. And I'm planning on going to play every single one of them.
Yeah.
And then, let you know what I like about that place, what I don't like about that, what can maybe put a list in order of my favorite bingo venues,
Yeah.
my not so
Yeah.
favorite.
And why?
Why?
There's a reason to play. No, I'm saying, and the whys. Like, why
Oh,
play
yeah.
them?
Yeah.
Some have better hot chocolate. Some have better. No, that's true.
I'm gonna rate the hot chocolate too,
That's,
by the
you
way.
gotta rate the hot chocolate.
Gotta
You
rate
have
the
to
hot
rate the
chocolate.
hot
That's
chocolate.
like-
Yeah,
You
for
can't
sure.
not. You need
Right.
to know what the hot chocolate's
I know.
about.
Exactly.
No, seriously.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
No, some
yeah,
are better
no,
than
but
chocolate.
anyway, yeah, as far as pricing and package deals and what their games are and the
Progressives.
payoffs and progress, all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah. So, it's a big job though. 19 different places, and I
It
can't
is a
do
big
it.
job, and
It's taking
there
a while.
there are big secrets when it comes to where to play because some of them they have the guaranteed payouts.
Yes.
And so if you get there with a smaller audience and get a guaranteed payout, because they advertise that because they know that if you walk into places 3 people, not a lot of money to win.
Right.
Do you follow?
Right.
So
That's
they
right.
so they do this so that and Lauren knows. Lauren knows.
And what Lauren doesn't know, Lauren is learning.
Lauren
'Cause
is learning.
I've been doing a lot of research on this.
That's a lot. Just so you know.
Listen.
All right.
I'm
So
doing my
You two
research.
behave.
It's going to be a good series.
Behave over there.
so Crapsy's
Hey,
coming.
you want to come with me and play bingo one time?
Oh, we'd love to play
I
bingo.
want
One
to play
time.
bingo.
One time?
Oh, or more than one time. Sure.
Yeah, I mean,
Come play bingo.
just one. Just one time.
Yeah.
Just one time.
Just once.
This is my series.
Yeah.
No, yeah, anybody can come. I'm gonna take different people. I've already got a couple students interested in doing it. I've got.
I like bingo.
Yeah, yeah.
You just sneak
yeah.
Sticky in.
Yeah.
He can serve the hot
Sneak
chocolate.
him in.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
look at him.
there he
Oh
is.
wow, he did. I was trying
Do
to see
you
if he
have
said
no
hello.
interest in bingo, Dennis? None at all?
Yeah, he does. He wants to do the money machine. You kidding me? Does anybody? Have
Oh,
the
I would
money
love to
machine
do the
anymore?
money machine,
No.
okay?
No more money machine.
Well, not
A
of the
lot of money
places-
going down my pants, okay?
Oh, wow.
Of the places that I've played,
Yeah.
no. But
No.
who knows? There's several out of the 19 places.
God,
There's probably 10 of them I've never been.
I'm still
So-
bitter about my well
I
endowed
know.
wife losing out on the money. How is that possible?
Well, you know what?
God.
You can't have the beauty and the brains.
Yeah,
So apparently,
that's true.
she got the beauty and not so
Yeah.
much the brains.
Well, maybe she was all brains. You don't know.
Well, if she was brains, she would have used her. She would have used
she'd be
to
here
her
instead.
benefit and stuffed it down her
She'd have
shirt.
figured it out. All right. Well.
Right? Yeah, his ex-wife.
By the way, they don't know that story.
No, I know the
some,
story.
some of them do.
You guys don't know the story?
Some of them do. I'm gonna
share
it'll
it
take
later.
David 10 minutes to tell
Yeah,
it. I'm
nah,
gonna
we
wrap
don't-
it up in about 2.
Two. Yeah. Here we
His
go. Ready?
ex-wife won a
Yeah.
bingo.
Yeah.
And
at
got
the horseshoe.
at the horseshoe and got the opportunity to get in, those money machines where the money blows all over the place.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you just have to catch it and whatever. And she was, pretty well endowed.
Yeah, not pretty well endowed.
She was very
36
well
double
endowed.
D's.
Okay, there you go.
Happy
And,
about that.
So Brain would tell you, grab all the money and stuff it down your shirt.
Of
course.
100%. I told her, brain, screw the brain. I was telling her not stop.
She didn't do
Use
that.
those bad boys.
She didn't do that.
She didn't listen too
No,
well.
she didn't.
She didn't even
She-
get 150
no.
bucks.
Oh my
They
god.
had to give her what she won on the regular bingo. She didn't even get, and they had $50, but 20s,
Yeah,
50s.
yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
I mean-
She
What?
had like 3
what
bills.
did she grab? 2?
She had like 3 bills.
Two
Yeah,
20s?
she
Look
just-
look what I got,
No.
honey.
Terrible.
Like,
No, that's
couldn't
when you
believe it.
just
I was
grab them and
shocked.
start stuffing them
That's
down
rough.
your shirt, and she just obviously.
Nah, how do you
Not
not use
like
those?
it.
She didn't even
Grasp
have
that
like
concept.
she had like a,
So there you go. There's
the thing.
story.
She had the headlights.
Dude, I was in headlights. I was in the headlights. We were
That's
all
tough.
confused.
That's
It was a
tough
very
stuff.
confusing day. All right, so what else we got? Okay, here's the other thing. So interestingly enough, they've been issuing Goldbacks. We're gonna have these up on ecom right now. They're only at the store. Dennis is gonna show you this. This is a new process of applying 24 karat gold to paper. And it's only being done by one company, and this is legal tender here in Las Vegas, or well, Nevada. It's not legal tender in the same way that a dollar bill is legal tender, but any business that wishes to accept
clear
these
yourself.
can accept. But anyways, this is the equivalent.
I would say it's more of a souvenir or a collector's
it is,
item type thing.
But there
I
are,
wouldn't spend it if it was me.
but you
I would-
can
but you
spend
can.
it if you're not Lauren.
Just
Oh
saying,
my God, Lauren.
I would put
Goes
that
right
on the
to the-
shelf.
Well, there you go. But anyways, it's a collectible item.
would.
It's a Nevada.
Me too.
It's a Goldback, and it's a 50, so it represents 50, and it trades a little bit over market value. Just so we're clear, this is 1/20th of an ounce, actual gold paper. We're gonna have these on,
Interesting.
and yes, they're more collectible. There's not a lot of businesses yet that are collecting these, but we plan to be one of those businesses, and they can register with NevadaGoldback.com. And we think this is fantastic. I
Yeah.
love this.
That's really
yeah,
unique.
it's
That's
beautiful.
pretty
As,
cool.
as soon as we
Yeah.
can accept the crypto, because we're happy to
Oh.
do that as well. Like we won't
Yeah.
we won't take a market in crypto. We would trade it right away. But businesses are accepting crypto because
Right.
you could trade it
Right.
instantly, and you don't have to bear any risk.
Yeah.
You follow? I have Ripple. I have what's the other coin? I got a few coins out there. We even have some Bitcoin, believe it or
Yeah.
not.
I got
So
a
we
little
have
Bitcoin,
we have a
little
marketing
Doge.
sponsor that pays us. in
Well,
Bitcoin.
I'm gonna interrupt because we got 2 super chats.
2 super chats.
Mr. Ken now says, I play bingo at the plaza, get 2 free drinks, won a few times, bingo's fun.
Awesome.
Christopher
Thank you, Ken.
Birchucking says, sticky B-Day fun. No bingo, no Keno fun.
Oh my God!
Oh,
yeah, well, that's fine because he's gonna be
come
on
on.
dice for like
So who's he
2-hour
gonna go
roll.
on his birthday if he's not gonna be
Dude,
with you and
epic.
me, you or me?
Epic dice game. Right now we're. I know no Keno and me, no bingo.
That's
and me.
right. That's
Listen,
right. We're out. He's
Luckily, I'm a 2-trick pony. Okay, Keno and craps, just so we're
Keno and
clear.
craps,
Okay,
yeah.
not just yeah.
Okay.
So we are working on a epic craps game with. Can you imagine them? The first professional roll. When I say the first legal roll, it's going to be him and Jed. It's going to be their first legal roll.
Oh, that's right.
It might go on
Epic.
for hours.
Epic.
Yeah, it could. I
Can you
wanna be a
imagine
part
if
of
they
that.
both point 7? That'd be
Oh,
so
that's not gonna happen. That doesn't happen.
Everybody's
Okay.
going on the don'ts,
Yeah,
fellas.
right?
Yes.
But we're
yes.
gonna make that epic. We're gonna invite everybody. Literally, we're gonna try to fill up a whole damn pit.
Yeah.
So 70%, whatever after what YouTube takes, everything else is going in there, and I'm matching. Let's say the first couple thousand, because I originally said I was gonna match a lot, most of it or all of it. I said something like this,
Oh no.
and we've gotten a lot.
Pull the graphics up if you want to look
Sticky
at.
is. Oh my God!
Oh,
Never mind. I'm
1,000.
through matches. Okay, my matching is done. Okay,
Yeah,
just so
no.
we're clear. But yeah, we're gonna
Well, we
make
made it to
epic.
1,000 because of your matching in the last one.
Is
Dude.
this your birthday fund right
Yep.
here? Is that what that is?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
This is how much we've
1/10
raised.
of the way
Nice.
there.
That's it. That's
Uh,
how you gotta look at it.
for anyone who, I always repeat the same story. Listen, Dennis is a big part of our team.
Absolutely.
He has literally become
Virgin Gambling Tour.
Oh my God, Virgin That is it. We're gonna have by the way, we're creating
funny.
a check, the Virgin Gambling, Virgin Gambler chip.
Oh my God.
And we're gonna have two versions. One's gonna be for the Virgin Gambler. So if you're approaching 21 or you haven't played on craps, you'll be able to join us at the table. We're gonna qualify. There's gonna be some rules and limitations because obviously we can't have hundreds of people claiming they're virgins and they've already been deflowered or they're way past the point of return. We're talking gambling here, okay? Just gambling.
Sure.
And then we're gonna have what is it? A sponsor check. We're gonna have a virgin donor, and Virgin Gambler. Both sides, because there are virgin donors out there. Oh God, that's terrible. I got off the rails. Oh my God.
Everything's starting to sink in now. Yeah, take that back.
But anyways, these Goldbacks are coming.
Right, yeah. Nice
there you
segue.
go.
Nice
go back
segue.
to that.
Right.
Now, we have all these cards. You guys, if you haven't been to the e-commerce site, we have a brand new e-commerce site. It's on. If you go to our website and hit the shop link, it's there, and we've got some. We're trying to curate some unique stuff. And we're trying our best to compete with Amazon, which is not easy. Let me tell you.
No, it's not. But hey,
what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
We have Lauren bless everything, so it's blessed by Lauren. It's not exactly kosher, but it's almost kosher. Oh my God! It's as close as many will get.
Oh no.
Anyways, all right.
Awesome.
So here's the thing. So going back to Sticky's party, one of the reasons I want to do this is because literally when I was 21, I was changing diapers. I did not have an Epic 21 party.
Right.
And it seems like, that was a missed opportunity for me, my son, and, it just wasn't a thing.
Right.
So, this is, my makeup party is quite literally, I'm going to live vicariously through Sticky and Jet and everyone who's there.
Sounds good.
I mean, and I know it's a little ways off. It's not until March. But once we do this one, we're going to be doing it on a regular basis.
Great.
Ooh.
So we're going to work with as many virgins as possible. Gamblers.
My 21 party.
Poor Otis over there like, I think I'm scheduled for the wrong party.
Yeah. Is this where we were supposed to be today?
Is this the right room? Am I in the right room?
My 21 party was
What did you do?
epic.
Was it epic?
It was so epic, I don't remember any of it.
I don't remember a thing.
That's
I don't remember a thing.
Yeah.
No.
It might be. No, it wasn't the last
I was
time
at the
got
Westward
drunk.
Ho. I'm almost sure I was at the Westward Ho
Wow.
dealing change.
Wow.
Before I was 21, I was actually.
Wow.
Oh, I should have said that. I did have a fake ID. I got in
whoops.
trouble for that one. Well, there wasn't a lot of, the checks were kind of limited. They were here you go. Until you became a dealer, then you had to go down to the sheriff's office and go through all that. That was a little different process.
Yeah.
But casinos.
That was a long time ago. I mean, it's not like that anymore.
No, it's not
Now
like that.
They
know everything about everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that was back in the day before
Yeah.
the regulations were like they are now.
Yeah,
So.
you can't commit a DUI last week, and they're like,
Right.
it's not a thing.
You're all right.
We did have
You're
someone
all right.
we had
Yeah,
someone
it's
sign
fine.
up, and like a week later, they're like, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, and I'm like, oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
We gave them the money back. I'm like, man, dude, you got to tell us that up front. I mean, it's a gaming thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. All right. Well, here we go. Ready? On with the show. What do you think?
All right,
'Cause
let's
you gotta be out of here.
About 10 after 6.
Okay.
So I got about 40 minutes.
All right. So 40 minutes. Oh my
Yeah.
God! It logged me out of my computer.
Look at everybody. I'm going to work. I'm ready to go.
She is like, this is casino
This is
life
it.
right here.
Right
Okay,
here?
ready?
Dapper.
Here we go.
Very
Right?
dapper.
All right, so let's
Thanks.
so we're gonna go through a
Powder now?
series of questions.
Let's go.
None of you have been. You don't know what the questions are.
Not a clue.
Okay, so I thought we would go down. This is casino life. And you guys have an interesting, both of you, by the way, share a very interesting dynamic that a lot of people
Really?
are. But
Interesting.
you came up, your training started in,
I've been a dealer since 1993.
and how did you become, what was the training process?
So let me quickly tell you my story.
Okay, go.
I was living in
Okay,
LA.
I gotta pause you for this one.
Okay.
Holy smokes.
Oh boy.
She was 8 years old.
What? I was 8 years.
We got a $100 donation.
Wow. Poor Sticky.
From?
Stephen Sharp. In case Sticky and Jay can't find a cheap dice game. We miss you, Lauren.
Oh, see that?
Thank you. I miss you
Thanks,
guys
Lauren.
too.
Wow. No, we miss
Nice.
Lauren.
Thank
we
you,
love
thank
having
you.
you back on the
Yeah,
show.
Yeah.
Next week. Anyways, so back to Lauren. Anyways, there you go.
Anyway,
Come on.
really quickly.
Go. 8 years old.
I was not quite 8 years old. I was living in LA. I was managing a restaurant. The whole riot thing happened in '92. I didn't like it in LA anyway, so I moved to a town called Bullhead City, which is in Arizona, right across the Colorado River from Laughlin.
Yeah.
And I was managing a restaurant, same chain, different owners. Did not like the owners.
Right across the river, you can see the casinos.
Correct.
Right across the street.
From the Arizona side in Bullhead
Yep.
City, you can see across the river. You can
Yep.
see all the casinos on the Nevada side.
Interesting.
So I hated the owners, and I was absolutely miserable. So I was hanging out at the casinos just a little bit too much, you know? Got to know a couple of the dealers, and one day I went in and I was playing, and one of the dealers said, "Oh my God, you look like crap. What's going on with you?"
Wow, really?
Yeah, kind of
Dude.
just like that. And I was like, "I hate my job so much. I don't know what to do." And she said, "You should be a dealer."
Wow.
And I went, "How do you even do that?" She goes, "Oh, go to the college over in Bullhead City. They have a class."
And you went to the college.
I signed up the next day. I went
Wow,
the next day,
wow.
signed up. 2 weeks later, I was a dealer.
Bam.
You know, a lot of those casinos in Laughlin, they have their own school. They train you right there.
I'm not sure if they still do.
Oh, still do.
Do they?
Yeah,
Oh, okay,
Riverside,
well-
I went down there. Like, we train our own dealers.
Okay. Well, I went to the community
better.
college
Okay.
in Bullhead City, and it was, I think, 300 or 320 or something for the class. And
For
we're talking
one game?
blackjack only.
Wow.
Ooh.
Holy
Yep.
crap. Can I do
Yep.
that school for a minute?
I'll tell you what. Yeah, I look back at the pricing and think, wow, I got
Brutal.
one game for that kind of money back almost 30 years ago. But
I paid $1,000 a game. I walked in, bent over, grabbed my heels, and it was just...
yeah,
Loop
yeah.
free.
So they,
Yeah,
they
loop free.
taught me blackjack, which I already played. I knew the rules. I just had to
Right.
learn procedure, right? So I learned the procedure, and they told me where to go to apply for a job, and I went. It was about 2 weeks into school. I went and got my break-in job at the Edgewater in Laughlin.
Yeah.
And that dealer who said to me all those years ago,
Yeah.
"You look like crap,"
Yep.
she's one of my best friends today.
Wow. That's
Wow.
really
One of my
nice.
best
I
friends.
And you
love
ended
that.
up at the Trop there, too, no?
No, I ended up
That was
at,
it?
well, it was the Flamingo Hilton in Laughlin.
Yeah.
Now it's called the Aquarius.
Yeah, so you basically had all the good jobs except for the break-in, and every time after that, you were just gifted with the best possible job you can imagine.
So, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
The
so,
truth comes out.
That's,
Yeah.
hello, Lucky Lauren.
Lucky Lauren. Dude, she got
Makes
so
sense
lucky.
now. It all
Right?
makes
She
Not
got
just on
almost-
roulette,
almost
folks.
Alex
Oh my
lucky.
God.
Literally,
Right?
after breaking
Exactly.
in, she ended up working the best job in Laughlin.
Yes.
Then she came to she came to Vegas.
Yes.
Ended up at the best job in Vegas.
Yes, at the time, yes.
At the time for like the
Yes.
next 10 years, and here she is now in her Cosmo uniform.
That's right.
And it's just
Amazing.
ridiculous.
Killing it. I love it.
Absolutely
Yeah.
I love
killing
it.
it.
Nice, killing
Meanwhile, I had 12 crappy. Well, that's not true.
Well, and let me tell you, it's not like, I just got lucky and got these jobs.
No,
like
you're a great dealer.
I'm a good dealer.
No, you're a
I
fantastic
mean, not
dealer.
to toot my own horn, but
No, mechanics,
I
you're
do.
a
I'm a good
fantastic
dealer.
I mean,
But yeah, so I worked 6 weeks at the Edgewater. While I was there, I learned Pai Gow poker
Yeah.
at the Edgewater, and I learned, started to learn roulette a little bit, and then I decided I didn't want to work there anymore, so I went to the Flamingo Hilton, and they first told me, "You've only been doing this 6 weeks, and come back in 6 months." And I was like, "What would it hurt for you to put me on a game and audition me?" This was way back before human resources. You didn't have to
Yeah.
fill out the app, but you just walked in.
That was the thing. You showed up.
You show up in
some
black and
chutzpah.
whites. Yeah. So they were like, "Okay, fine. Go on again." Okay, he was kind of cocky, like, "Yeah."
Oh, yeah.
And then I dealt a few hands, and he goes, "You've only been doing this 6 weeks."
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Actually, Lauren has lots of presence on a game. You see the difference between break-ins, even mid-level casinos, and someone who works, or most of the people I should say who work at the Cosmo, most like Bellagio, it's presence. She locks it down.
Yeah.
I mean, she does that here for us. That's
Yeah.
how she does it at the school. And you need to do that. It's not was Sticky dying over there?
yeah,
All right.
it sounds like it.
Don't die. We need you.
I didn't hear it.
Oh, you muted it?
Well, now they know. So,
But
Yeah.
that's
Secret's
big.
out.
Sometimes it's just your confidence on a game
Yeah.
translates immensely well in managing players. But anyways, so can I just say I went down to Laughlin's Riverside
Okay.
and I spoke with the pit manager there at the time,
Okay.
who was so incredibly rude. And
That
was
does
like,
not surprise me.
I was absolutely amazed. So I actually waited there. I was there with my mother, and I walked up to him and I was like, we have some dealers who were coming up from Laughlin to go to the school at the time. We had like 2 people that were literally from Laughlin. They wanted to go to, there's no actual, I don't know if there's either not a school or they weren't happy with the train they were getting.
Right.
They were coming to the school, and I'm like, I could send you some dealers. That's all I wanted to do, introduce myself. Hello. We didn't have a YouTube channel, nothing. We were just introducing the school. And the guy's so rude to me. In fact, even my mother was like, what the hell? Like, are they always like that? I'm like, dude, the old school guys who are just so impressed with their own power, somehow casino manager, like, dude, no one cares.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to do you a favor.
Yeah.
He's like, who are you? Why are you talking to me?
Yeah.
What's going on? I mean, like, that was literally like the first couple of statements out of his mouth. And I was like, oh, God. But at the same time, I was still, I still have these students who want to work, so let me just say hello. And I'm like, well, I would like to be able to just send you dealers. And I offered him he's like, I don't need your card. Yeah, I don't need you to work with us. It's not a thing. We train our own people here. It's no big deal. He's like, I've been here 19 years. I've never had a, recruited dealer. I'm like, really? That can't be true.
You know what?
So you know what I did?
Went
I
across
walked
the street?
right to Aquarius.
There you go.
Completely opposite.
Yep.
I ran into this guy. It turns out this guy was so friendly. He was wearing this cowboy buckle, and he had a little bit of a Western accent. And I think did you mention you knew him or someone else that we know? You know who it was? It was Brooke that knew him. He was just the friendliest guy. He at some point apparently he had been a higher ranking. He was there as a floor supervisor. And he was just so nice. He was like, oh, hey, it never hurts to, say hello and yada, yada.
Right.
And it turns out this guy, we knew him too. Someone at the school also knew him.
Right.
But, man, that's how people should be. What the
Right,
hell?
right.
You know what I mean? I was like,
and really this industry, it's such a small world in this industry. So you run into somebody like this guy. I've been here 19 years, blah, 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 blah. He could be applying for a job to deal at your place tomorrow. Like, you never know in this industry.
Yeah.
So just be nice to people. Don't screw people over. Don't burn bridges.
That's
You
it.
never know.
Yeah, I know. You know, someone from the Cosmo burned a few bridges. Ended up descending. You guys don't know that. I don't want to go there. Let's just say
No, but I like this.
there was a certain executive who ended up a part-time dealer at a sort of a low-ranking casino.
I
A lot
remember
of
this
you
story.
Whoops.
Cosmo dealers know who we're talking about.
Yes, we do.
Talk about a weird circle there. Holy
my.
crap. All right, so moving on from the pettiness. All right, so you guys, which we go to Otis and Matthew here, because Otis and Matthew both started out as fans outside Nevada. I mean, you guys made the decision to come here because you saw CEG, you started looking it up. All right, Matthew, you go first. What's your brief story on how you got to CEG and why?
No, just started as a fan. Saw you guys on the YouTubes and came out. Needed a change, so I was like, well, let's be a dealer.
Came
Why
out
not?
From where?
North Carolina, all the way out from North Carolina.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a
What's
change.
in North Carolina, sir? Just
Nothing.
curious.
Not
Nothing?
Matthew.
Not me.
It's no longer. It's beautiful though. I've heard it's really nice.
It is, and the area that I'm from too, really nice area.
Really beautiful.
Really great people.
I have
Yeah,
a friend
100%.
that left Vegas from the Rio. He was a dice dealer, and he opened up a school, a Montessori school out there in
North Carolina.
And he was trying to lure me out there. He's like, dude, it's so beautiful. He'd send me pictures. Like,
You'll have to tell me who that was later.
yeah,
I'm sure I
blonde.
know That's okay. Later.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, you probably do know him.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I was at the Rio for 15 years, so I know.
Yeah, he was at the Rio for like 5 years. He had
Okay.
started long before me.
Hopefully no.
Him and his wife, and they went out there. They started a Montessori school. I love education,
Yeah.
and so I had written this paper about alternative education.
Okay.
Believe it or not, which I shared with him. He was very excited to incorporate this into the school. And man, I was so close. I'm glad I did it now, seeing where we've come. But at the time, I was really considering it. But anyways, all right. So North Carolina, you were even a Patreon, I believe, no?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
yep.
you were
Patreon,
Yeah.
Twitch, all the good stuff.
On Twitch, yeah,
Yep.
you had talked to Alex. Were
Yeah.
you part of the Alex D-Gens?
Of course.
Yeah, 100%.
Of course.
Dude, I know. He's like, what? Why
Yeah.
would I?
Who isn't?
And so, Otis, where did your journey begin?
So I moved here from Central Indiana, right outside of Indianapolis.
Okay.
And originally, I emailed you, I think, December in 2019
Yeah.
was the first time I emailed you.
Yep.
And I was like, hey, I'm kind of thinking about this, but it's going to be a while kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yep.
And then here we are. I moved here in April of this year.
Yep.
And
Signed up.
Yeah.
And you've already gotten a
Really?
job.
Yeah.
And now you're working here at Casino Quest.
Right, yeah.
We had you
So
intern.
I moved here April 16th, and my first day at the cannery was May 13th.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so I was there for 3 months,
Yeah.
and went back to CEG to do my craps class,
Yep.
and was interning here for a while. And you were like, "Hey, you want to kind of do this full time?" So I
Yeah.
said, "Sure."
Yeah. No, we
So-
love having you.
Yeah.
So I remember the email. So when I write the emails, I say David.
Yeah.
And it surprises some people that I love the emails. So when I go home after work every night, no matter how long it takes me, I go through all the info, all the emails that go through info that are interested in the school.
Wow.
Some of them are fan stuff. Some of them are scheduling things that we turn over to Dennis. But I go over. I don't care how long it takes me. And I want people to know that there's a person. That's it doesn't matter. I love answering. So like I remember a long time ago, and you even said it was going to be a while. I've had a few of those. We had a guy from outside the country. I don't remember exactly where, but it was a couple years that we were communicating.
Oh wow.
And to be honest with you, there was a while where I thought they weren't coming, and then they did come. So it's always very cool. And then when they come to this school, I think that it's always at first it's a little bit like, oh my God, this is real.
Yeah.
It's a real
that's
school,
definitely
real
the way
people.
it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
At least for me.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, people
We've
come
had,
in.
we've had quite a few.
A lot.
Jen, who worked at Casino Quest when we first opened,
Yep.
a year and a half ago, she and her mom came from Florida,
Yeah.
just specifically to go to school.
That's it.
And that was exactly her,
Yeah.
when she walked in, she was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Look
Yeah.
at this,
Yeah, she showed us
Yeah.
how the Tesla autopilot works. She summoned her car to the
Get
front
outta
of the
here.
thing.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was so cool. We just sat there. She summoned her car.
Yeah,
That's
There's no
incredible.
driver, just
Yeah,
a
yeah.
car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I want one.
So.
I know.
Quickly,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Kendo is asking for your screen name, Mr. Matt.
Scranton Strangler.
Say again?
Scranton Strangler.
Scranton Strangler. There you
Scranton?
go. Scranton?
Fan
Yeah,
of The
from
Office.
It's a reference from The Office.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So that's where I was born. I was born in Scranton,
In
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, very good.
So,
It's like a mining town, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, it
pretty-
used to be, not
used to
anymore.
be, not anymore,
It's
yeah, they
been,
sucked
It's
up.
been a long time.
I used to go up to Penn State.
Okay.
My grandfather worked up there, State College.
Very nice.
So yeah,
It's a beautiful area up there.
it
too.
is. It really is, dude. He was dean
Wow.
of two of the
Wow.
science colleges.
Wow.
And so he
Interesting.
had campus house on this massive
Wow.
green lawn.
Oh yeah.
Because they gave him like Happy Valley, dude.
Oh.
Have you been by? And Joe Paterno used to babysit me.
Get out of here.
No
No.
kidding.
Get out of
Swear
here.
to God,
Come
Joe.
on.
So my grandfather was C.I. Knoll. You guys can look him up. C.I. Knoll, Clarence Elanus Knoll.
Okay.
And so Joe Pa, when my parents would leave me there for like the last summer month, so in September, I would be there for the whole month with my grandparents. And of course, my grandfather was working. He'd be prepping for school, and I don't know what the deal was with my grandmother. I guess she just got tired of me, So, so interestingly, the football, they had stuff for kids. Because there's a lot of these, football players who had kids, or you know what I mean, that they brought over and had kids, and so there was a little play thing right next to close to where his office was, and but because I was, my grandfather's grandson, I got, and it's the one thing I remember about Joe Pop. He's always very nice. We went out to eat quite a few times. He was with us with his wife, and I think one of his kids or his son or daughter, something like this. He was very short. And I think I was probably about 10 years old. He was the only guy eye level with me. And everybody else was like,
Right.
Joe Pa was like really small. I always remember him being this really small guy. I was like, oh my God. Anyways, there's enough of that.
All right.
Back to the rest of the rest. Okay, so you guys went to the school. You got hired pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Too, but you kind of waited to get through some more of the games.
Yeah, I wanted to get a couple games under my belt and pitter-putter my way through life.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, so you go through training, and how did you?
Training?
The school. How did you audition? Was there audition at the school, or was it at the?
the Strat. One of the pit bosses from the Strat came down. And,
John.
Yeah, John, and
Yeah.
he auditioned 3 or 4 of us,
Yep.
and we auditioned on Blackjack and Baccarat individually on Blackjack, and Baccarat was a group audition. So
But they love that you know craps now, huh?
Yeah.
Everybody needs crap stealers.
everybody needs crab stealers.
Dude, it's
Yeah.
unbelievable. We get calls every day, crap stealers. Oklahoma, Colorado, Idaho calls. I mean,
Idaho.
everybody calls. I haven't had any. By the way, all you casino managers out there in the real world, just so you know, we are so busy like all the time. We're trying to ramp up staff so we have the time to get these postings up and start talking about it. I mean, we try to do our best. But anyways, because I feel bad that it's not. We'd love to reach out. And those people who want to learn dice, we had a few people.
Game.
It's a fantastic game.
It's fantastic.
You can learn a little bit from the videos we have on CEG. And Otis, you auditioned you went there to audition.
Yeah, so I did a mock audition at the school just to, sort of make sure I'm ready and all this, and then I applied online at boydgaming.com or whatever it was, and they called me a couple days later and said, hey, we're going to come audition. So I said, sure. So I went in and auditioned, and
so you ended up at the cannery.
Yep.
By the way, I love it's. There's two canneries. I think the East Side Cannery on Boulder is their pits are closed or the casinos
I believe
closed.
so. And I think the casino's open, but their tables are closed.
Northside Cannery, I used to love playing there. They have some really good people there. We've actually had a shift boss who had stopped by, some years ago and said hello. We love that. We said, listen, we have quite a few. We love when table game directors take the initiative and come say, we can't get out to all the casinos. When they come by and they say hello. Actually, I think he stopped by his wife was shopping or something like this. But we've always heard really good things about Cannery in terms of how they treat their employees.
Yep.
It's not the best money.
It was a good first job.
Yep.
That's how I would
that's
describe
just
it.
it.
It's a good first
Get a little
job for a new
experience,
dealer. Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Get to
Absolutely.
know how everything works.
Yep.
Yeah, a little pressure.
You know what?
Yeah.
That's what break-in jobs
Yep.
are about. It's about learning the business, learning
Absolutely.
how things work. Getting some experience, and then moving on to a place where you're going to make a little more money.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you auditioned because you were like you wouldn't leave until they auditioned you. You're like, listen here. I
Okay,
can just see you.
That was at the
With your little
Flamingo
fan.
Hilton.
Yeah. Oh my
No, no,
god.
Fan in
no,
one
no,
hand, you bastard.
I was 26.
Oh, you were
or
26?
something.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't need my fan back then.
No, you didn't teach fan.
But that was for my second job. My first job, I walked in and they put me on a single deck.
Yeah.
This is a great story.
They did put. This is a good story. Do you have cards down?
Huh? No.
Good.
I didn't have cards down. They put me on a single deck. Now back then, there was 7 spots at a table.
Yeah, 100%.
Now there's like 5 or 6.
You
6
can't
usually.
fit 7
That's-
average Americans
no,
at a
you
blackjack
can't.
table
So
anymore.
now the tables have,
Listen
at the
here,
most
buddy.
They have
Wow.
6, right?
Wow, Dennis, what a cut.
6 spots.
What a
Back
cut
then
over
they
here.
had 7. So I go in and
Did he cut? Wait a minute. Did he cut over to you
Yes.
guys?
Yes,
Oh my
he
God,
did.
he's so good.
Yes, he
I
did.
went over to them laughing.
Yeah,
Anyways, we're
All right, go.
So I go in and I'm pitching and I deal the first hand and then I first card,
He's
deal
dying.
out the second card,
I
and when
love
I
it.
go to give myself an up card, I realize I don't have a whole card.
You don't have a whole card? Oops.
My very first hand on my
no.
very first audition, I don't
Yeah.
have a whole card. So I go, oh my God. And he's like, it's okay. He takes care of it. Give yourself a whole card, blah, blah, blah. Right? The second hand goes off perfectly. I pitched it. I gave myself a card. Everything perfect. The third hand, I pitch, and see, that's the thing about 7 spots on a single deck. You can't deal 3 hands on a
You
single
don't have
deck.
enough cards.
I ran out of cards. Right? And I was like, right?
They just killed it.
So that was, they had me reshuffle the burn
Oh
cards.
my God,
and
to
I was
continue the
finishing-
hand?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Wow.
1993.
Brutal.
Anyway, and that was it. And he's like, okay, spread the deck, whatever. The dealer goes back in. And I think he's going to get the fuck out of this. He's like, we don't even want you to play here. Let alone work here. Just get out. Right?
Yeah.
He goes, can you start Friday night?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I
No
was like,
way. That's awesome.
Seriously? Really? And he's like, yeah, look, you're nervous. We get it. Everybody's nervous on an audition.
Yeah.
I can tell you know how to deal. He goes, you pitch well, you pay well. He goes, I know you can do,
Yeah. See, that's a good supervisor. We've had supervisors come. So you get very nervous on an audition. A lot of people do. They shake.
Yeah.
Especially on dice. If your audition is on dice and then that's your first audition, not actually cards, and you have to go around the base. Because now, not only do you not have, so on Blackjack at least, you just have customers or supervisor behind you, right? On a craps game, you have like the other dealers that are in that crew. And so it just adds sort of a level of pressure, right?
Because not only is the boss watching you and the players, but now all the other dealers are judging you too.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You're holding up the game. Who the hell is this guy? And you want to, and it's a good supervisor that can see through that, because a lot of dealers will make mistakes. They
Yep.
get very nervous. They're shaking. They can't even hold the stick correctly.
Yeah.
I mean, at least the first 5 casinos that I worked for, maybe 4, I was nervous to the point where, and then I got to the point where I didn't even care. I would always make sure an audition, because once you have the job, I would audition while I still have the job. There's no way I'd give notice. So I wasn't desperate for the job.
Right.
Yeah.
The times when I really wanted a job, amazingly that Rio job, I wasn't nervous. I loved it. I was a couple people back, and I felt challenged. The fact that I was going in on this big game, because they put me on the biggest, baddest side of a table. It was really, because they wanted to make sure, at that time, Rio was quite literally the hottest place, and they were dealing action at a whole nother level.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, it was intense. $25 games, $100 tables with some of the biggest play in town, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you couldn't come there and not be a great dealer. You
Yeah.
had to legitimately pass an audition. And I saw this guy go before me who was older than me, who you would have expected to have been like calm as a cucumber, doling out the action, but he sucked. I mean, he got buried in a $25 game, big bird game, which I call, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, I just felt like that was my swan song. I had worked at the Gold Coast. I was at the Gold Coast when they were building the Rio, and that was just a dream. That was a job I would always want. So I failed my first audition. I got hired to the mercy of Sal Bruno. My audition went like this. It was also a pitch game. And back in the day, we used to wear a T-shirt, or not T-shirt, a shirt with a pocket in it, and that's where you put your tokes.
Okay.
There was no
Oh,
tote
wow.
box.
Yep.
You put it in your pocket, and then there was a box in the middle of the pit or something like this, where you dumped your tokes out of your pocket.
Oh.
Now you convert it, put it right into the tote box. But back in the day, that was just, you had a pocket, which sucked because it would get black and dirty before the end of your shift.
Yeah, I'm
And,
sure.
and a lot of people stole that way.
Stole,
Yeah.
Because, you take a few of them out, you leave a few of them in there, then you know what I mean?
A couple greenies here and there. No
Yeah,
one
why
noticed.
not? Who
I
cares?
accidentally walked out of
Oh,
the pit.
I
Yeah.
You're in the
forgot.
break room. No one said anything.
Yeah.
Might as well just pigeonhole these. So I'm pitching the game. I'm really nervous. I don't remember exactly, but all I remember is I was at this point where I hear this person tell me, because I didn't know how tokes worked. That was one thing they had never told us about in school. They had told us how to deal the game, but not how we collected tokes. The actual tips. Tips,
Yeah.
by the way, tokes are
Yeah.
tips. And she said, so I hear this voice telling me, put it in your pocket. And all I could think about was, all I had was a card in my hand about ready to piss. So I took the card and I put it in my pocket.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Instead of reaching over and getting the tip
Amazing.
to put in my pocket.
That's awesome.
And then I got tapped out. And I didn't even know that I had done something wrong. I still had somehow believed that, I was listening, because I was told, listen.
Yeah,
to
that's
your
what I'm supposed to do.
supervisor.
Just
Yeah.
Your supervisor told me to put it in my pocket. There you go.
Yeah.
And
Why'd
then,
you do that? I mean, that's what they told me to
You
do.
imagine? Yeah.
Yeah.
So Sal's there, Sal Bruno is there, and this, right as I'm being tapped out, and he's giving me some spiel about how I probably need some more work and yada yada. He says this woman is complaining, turns around on a roulette table, literally, and starts yelling at him that they don't have a mucker. And this is, by the way, this is dime keno. I mean, not dime keno, a dime roulette. And there are checks piled up everywhere. It's ridiculous. And there's no
machines back
There's no
then.
machines
Of
back
course
then.
not.
Everything was hand mucked.
You gotta have a mucker.
Yeah.
I mean, there are so many checks in play. Just like the bird game on a dice table, you have no idea. You guys that are dealing $5 tables or whatever the case is, when they had birds, 25-cent pieces, there were checks everywhere. $5 was a stack of birds. You could play that all over. You could have $3.75 outside, 6 bits of number, 75 cents. You follow?
Yeah.
Whereas nowadays, you have one red chip. You follow? You know what I mean? So back then there was a lot more chips in play. And so Sal goes, you know how to muck? Next thing you know, my audition is now 2 hours mucking this roulette table.
Nice.
And so, they
Nice.
didn't have a mucker. And I got hired to muck tables for the next 2 weeks. So 2 weeks later, that was my whole roulette. That's the only roulette I ever dealt. I went to school.
That's not really dealing.
Well, come on. I was the mucker, Lauren.
No.
The mucker.
Mucker is very important,
I
David.
thought- I
A
know.
mucker is
Yeah,
very
very
important.
important.
That's a very important position.
It is.
Look, none of you understand the context
Listen,
of that.
Yeah, the position is. So a couple weeks into this,
Mucker,
I've
hardly
always
even
told
know
you
her.
the
Yeah,
muckers
right.
are
Yeah, we know.
Now,
We know.
now we know.
so a couple weeks later, there was a dead game, and this wonderful old couple came up to a dice game. And I say that because one of my breastesses stories has to do with the one, this older couple, and they were so they were so laid back about this. Oh God, I've talked about this lady and her husband.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so she's shooting the dice and she lost a breast on the game. By that I mean her blouse no longer contained.
Everyone else found it.
And
She lost it.
No, she lost it. Everybody else found it.
It comes out to say hello.
It came out, and the husband was
fresh air.
turns
That's
around. I'm on third base. She's shooting the dice. She's like the only person on the
Does she
table.
not realize?
She doesn't realize it.
Oh,
I look at the
yeah.
husband because there's a regular, sort of regular. They live downtown,
Mm-hmm.
and he just shakes his head. He's like, "Don't worry about it. It's fine."
It's fine.
He's like, "Let her shoot. Let her shoot."
Happens all the
He didn't
time.
want to distract. Yeah,
no.
he didn't want to distract her, and they're an older couple, by the way. He didn't want to distract her.
no.
You know what I mean? Because God forbid you interfere. It's more important to win that money on
That's
the
right.
table. You
That's
know what I'm
right.
saying?
Yeah,
Come on.
no.
You don't want to
I mean,
change up anything.
Yeah.
That's
You don't
right.
wanna change up anything.
Don't
your
screw up the
left turn.
mojo.
Yeah,
That's
don't
it.
sit
If
there
it lays,
and
it
false
plays.
step.
Yeah.
It lays, it
Oh my
plays.
God. What's the value on that?
Yeah, no,
What's the
lays,
value
plays.
on that?
Oh,
How does that
God.
get paid?
I miss
Oh.
those days. That's why I miss. You know, back then, I thought I was so buried in it. But looking back on those stories and running over to I used to run over to the plaza on my breaks and play a pinball machine there. They used to have this little pinball arcade. Those kinds of things.
Yeah.
Going into the horseshoe break room.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's my audition story. Yeah, it didn't go so well.
Yeah.
At Rio, I actually had to deal Blackjack once.
Yeah.
And what's her face ran me out of the pit. He had to save me. What was his name? The freckled ship boss came over. No, he's with me. He's coming back to dice.
Earl?
Earl came into the. So I had a card down inside on a shoe. and then they get the card. And then I have a check down inside.
Oh,
within
boy.
literally
No.
a minute, within seconds, and she's like, she comes over to me. I won't say who this is, but we know who
But
this
we
is.
know who
We
this
know
is.
who
I
this
know
is.
who this is.
She says to me, "How the hell did you get hired? How the hell are you a dealer at the Rio?" She tells me, and I'm like, and Earl comes over and says, "He's with us. He's coming back to dice." We were just, I
Saves the
sucked
day.
at Black. I don't know if I did that on purpose, like subconsciously, because I just
I
hated
know a lot of
being-
dice dealers do.
No, I've done that at several casinos, by the way.
I was at the Cosmopolitan very early on,
Yeah.
and I'm standing on a dead game, and I'm watching. Next to me is a dice dealer, but he's dealing blackjack that night, and just horrendous,
Yeah.
awful. I mean, just.
Yeah.
So we happen to be on break together. So we go on break, and I say to him, "It's none of my business, but I was watching you deal. Do you want maybe a couple pointers? I mean, there's some things that you." He goes, "Nope."
Yeah.
I went, okay. And I said, "I just thought he
That
goes,
man knew
"Listen."
what he was doing.
Yeah, no,
He goes, "Listen, the worse I am at blackjack,
Yeah.
the more they'll put me on dice."
No, that's 100%.
Genius.
Yeah, he
I
was
mean-
doing it on purpose.
Yep.
And I
No.
thought, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
I just won't watch you because it was driving me crazy. Driving me crazy. He was
yeah.
like, "Nope, don't bother because I can deal. I just
Yep.
don't want to.
Right.
I want to go to dice."
No, crap dealers do that all the time.
Yeah.
I was on a table not too long, about 7 years ago, and a guy says they start polling. They need a roulette. A roulette dealer was down for some reason. I won't go into it. It was just disgusting while they were down. But so they're the only dealers next to the roulette table are dice dealers, and he's like, can anybody spin the ball? And of course, no one's going to volunteer spinning the ball.
Right.
And the one base dealer goes, "Well, how many balls do you got?" And he goes, they move. He actually knows roulette, and so they didn't realize that he was literally being facetious.
Mm-hmm.
So in his 30 minutes where he was filling in, they finally called a supervisor to come into work. He had 4 balls out. He had 4 balls off the
wow.
wheel.
No way.
Wow.
And then constantly had to chase the ball.
No surprise there.
On the third one, they actually posted a security guard just to stand
Oh
there
my God.
because they were getting tired of it, and you know what I mean. Well,
Yeah.
that's why he asked them. Listen, he
Yeah,
said
hey,
it was like,
hey.
you know,
My basketball out story
yeah,
at the Rio
Uh-huh.
when they built the Masquerade Village, that new addition part that they built back in '96 or '7 or
yeah,
whatever.
yep,
So there was 2 stories, so there was this escalator. So the dealer spins the ball, it goes flying, it rolls onto the escalator.
And goes
We
down.
watch it,
yes.
we watch it go up,
And there it goes.
and then we see somebody come down with it.
Yeah.
But right
you
up the
used to
escalator.
deal out there?
Yeah.
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 I was always out there. That was literally the pit I was until later on.
I you know what? I wasn't always there, but I did deal there often.
Yeah.
It was so loud.
So
oh my
loud.
God, it was so
Yeah.
loud.
We
It
would
was so
sometimes have
hard
to
to
pause
deal.
craps because you couldn't hear
You
any
couldn't hear
calls.
anything.
Couldn't
Yeah.
hear a thing.
Yeah, when that
Especially
show
when
was
they
going on.
when they came over, they
Yeah.
had the show suspended in the air, and they had
Yeah.
these rides. At one point, you could actually get on the ride.
I did that.
You did,
My niece,
I know.
took my niece.
And
it was really fun.
it would come right, literally, I don't know, within like 10 feet. It was pretty high, but it would come pretty close to where the dice game was.
But it was music, loud music.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then you'd have the
That's
Club
the worst.
Rio was not too far
Yeah,
around
yeah.
the corner too.
Yeah, the
so
nightclub.
the nightclub was there. It was just like, and then you just.
Yeah.
I worked at. They had one dice game back there for a while. Maybe they had 2 at one point, but only one. It was so hectic. Fantastic break room as long as you weren't eating or smoking.
No, they had a smoking room.
Oh
They
really?
had 2
What?
separate rate, one smoking, one non-smoking.
Oh, I was
Wow.
in the yeah. I
I'm
was
sure
always
you
in
were.
non-smoking.
And then that kitchen with the they had vending machines for sandwiches or whatever.
Really?
You don't remember that? It was
No.
like a kitchen area. It's a big,
I would sit there with
they
Karen.
would give you a token.
Your buddy, is that your buddy? That's Karen.
Oh,
Oh, no,
Remember
that's
Karen?
Becky's
friend.
friend.
Me and her were on break like a lot together.
Oh, okay.
I remember
Okay.
we literally would sit there on break. That's
Well,
all I remember.
There was a two break rooms like this, and in between there was like this little kitchen area. There was a vending machine, and you'd get a little token to get
Oh,
a sandwich.
that's it,
right?
yeah,
And the
I remember
sandwiches
that.
were like pre-made, packaged,
Because
whatever.
otherwise it was a half hour to walk to the damn ER.
Yeah.
From
But that was
Masquerade.
the setup. It was it
You
was a
know,
nice
I
break
got
area.
to meet a number of the entertainers because they would sometimes go into that other break room
Yeah.
where it was non-smoking. Dealer room was smoking, and then they had a non-smoking where non-dealers, other people would, right?
No,
That's where I ended up.
Well, it was smoking and non-smoking, but it was just anybody could break in there.
Oh, anybody?
So, yeah.
So they also had the water. If you guys didn't know, they had
So cool.
they had the water tank. They had this water that was supposedly mimicked water from other parts of the country. So that's how they got
Really?
their because apparently that's what made like New York pizza is New York pizza because it's made with New York
Yeah.
water.
Right.
Yeah.
And so
Right.
they had these dispensers that would fabricate the water to make it have the same
Oh,
whatever
wow.
it was
Yeah.
from those areas.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they also had the seafood, fresh seafood. They had this
Lobster
aquarium
tanks.
thing.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a regular aquarium. It wasn't for viewing. They had a little ladder. So one day I'm going by there and I see this tech and he's like, yeah, it's I ask him like, what the hell is that? Because you see this huge tank with this little portal hole, and he's like, yeah, that's the fresh seafood tank. And they
Nice.
literally
Yeah.
had their own seafood there and
Yeah.
a little ladder. I'm like, dude, you should put some windows in there, have a tour.
I'll
the
tell
little
you what,
aquarium.
Marnell did a great
Marnell,
job with that
fantastic,
place.
dude.
When he built that place, the
Yeah.
guy who built it,
Yeah.
Tony Marnell.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he did
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah,
and it's a real shame. I know there's a new company now, but
Yeah.
if you go in there today, it's nothing like it
No.
used to be, just so
No,
we're
but
clear.
back then,
I've stayed at the rooms
they opened
there.
in 1990. I came in 96.
And 1990, but they didn't build the second tower until like 91, 92.
96,
No,
97.
Masquerade, but I mean the second hotel tower. They only built one hotel tower to begin with.
Yeah,
Masquerade
the main
wasn't
tower.
the main tower, but then there's a second tower, and then Masquerade was built.
Oh, then I don't know when the second tower came.
They had Ipanema.
Ipanema and Masquerade is the only.
Really?
Well,
We'll have to
really
look this
quickly,
one up.
Yeah.
we got $9.99 from Mel Craps Hawaii.
Well, thank
Mel.
you.
Wow,
Thank
you know what? I was gonna, dude. The medium is like the baggiest medium. I love Mel. Me and Mel, dude. If you guys, I love. Why do I love Mel? I love Mel because he has a very unique way of looking at crafts. Just so you know.
Gotcha.
So if you're someone, by the way, who likes really interesting, kind of new to crafts, even for someone that's been on a craft table for a long time, Mel has a channel. Mel has like a different way of looking at the game, 100%.
Gotcha.
So fantastic.
Gotcha.
Me and him have been talking. We've developed a bond. So you know, me and Mel, we love you, Mel.
Good.
By the way, before we were a channel, I used to watch Mel. Mel's literally like the original, like quite literally the original.
Oh.
And if you're a dealer, you look forward to the Hawaiians coming and piling on, dude, because they
Yeah.
come with the money and
Yeah.
the play and the
Yep.
strategies.
Yep.
It's fantastic, and they tip.
They make it fun.
Yep.
They make it fun, dude.
Yeah.
Well, back in the day, especially when I was a dice dealer, you always look forward to them, reaching out. I mean,
Yeah.
filling up the whole table. Okay, ready?
Yep. I got 10 more
All
minutes.
right, 10 more minutes.
So-
Okay, let's go. All right, do you remember day one? Can you remember back that far? Day one?
Day
Wow.
one of my very first break-in job?
Yeah.
Do not remember it at all.
Okay.
Not even.
We better move on to the next question.
Here's what
That
here's what I remember about the casino that
Really?
I worked at, though.
Yeah.
They had a dealer's room, and it was only dealers. Like, it's not a thing anymore. It used to be the dealers had their own break
Yeah,
room.
that's true.
Wow.
See, you remember.
This is what I remember.
Yep.
The first time I went into the dealer's room, there's lockers, whatever, and man, you couldn't even see. It was so smoky.
Yeah,
in there.
very
You
smoky.
got a contact
Every
high.
dealer smoked.
You got
You might
a
as well
contact
smoke.
high
Oh,
just
yeah.
from walking in the
No, you
room.
did.
A contact high?
Yeah.
horseshoe?
Oh yeah, they were smoking pot in there.
Oh, they
wow.
Yeah, yeah.
'Cause
There's
you-
people doing lines of coke on the table. in the
100%.
break
Hello.
rooms.
100%.
Oh man, it was
Welcome.
yeah.
I had
That's the only thing I really remember was like, whoa.
Interesting.
I had a friend. I worked at the gate. I had a friend that worked the horseshoe. He literally took me over downtown. Not at the gate so much because you were allowed to leave your casino on your break.
Right.
Even 20-minute
Downtown.
break. Downtown.
You could go across the street to a different casino, play a little bit, maybe even have a drink.
Yeah, literally.
Yep.
So the
Whoa.
horseshoe dealers would go to Sassy Sally's,
Yeah.
the bar right behind
Yeah.
it, and just sit there pounding shots. As long as you could stand up,
That's right.
that was the
Wow.
only rule.
As long as you got back to your game on
Time
time,
and could stand up.
and you could stand up and
Yeah.
still deal.
Wow.
That is incredible.
So I got into the break
I'm
room.
telling you, it was
20
way
minutes.
different.
Yeah,
Well, I was gonna say
Yeah.
because
West.
20 minutes back then and 20 minutes now must be two different times. Because
Yeah, two
I don't
different-
have time to do nothing
Yeah.
on my 20-minute
Yeah, yeah.
break.
So my friend,
Nothing.
I'm at the gate. I go on break. He comes over. He gets me, and he's like, "Dude, just come back to our break room." I'm like, "Come back to your break room?" I'm in like a Golden Gate. I have my, I still have it, my badge, and I'm like, "How is that even a thing?" And as we're walking in the break room, we're about to go in, and two security guards come up. And I'm like, I get all nervous. He's like, yeah, don't even worry about it. We go to open the door, and it literally smells like they killed like a gaggle of skunks.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, and there's like
Okay.
all these, you're like, yeah, it's
Yeah.
not a thing. Don't worry about it. And we're just filling up. And he's telling me security's not allowed to enter the dealer room. Period.
right.
What?
Hands down, they're not allowed to come in. I didn't.
It was so different.
I didn't
back then.
inhale. Just so you know, I
Oh,
wasn't an inhaler,
how very
okay?
presidential of you, Dave.
Yeah,
he spoke
yeah.
without oxygen.
Right, that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Held my breath the
I used
entire
my
20
oxygen
minutes.
tank that I brought
And now-
with me.
Just to be clear,
Yeah.
I did inhale.
There you go. There you go. Yeah.
I
did.
wrote
In
Yeah.
case anyone was
Yeah,
wondering.
right? Right. Look at now
Uh,
they've got dealers parking on the 7th floor of the parking structure. You guys had your own fucking
Yeah,
rooms.
no,
Yeah,
now they
bullshit.
yeah, dealers no longer think we had every joint I ever worked at had a dealer's room that was specific to dealer's room. I was at the Westward Ho, and
It's
that
not so much a thing anymore.
no,
Definitely
no,
not.
they used to be treated like I wouldn't say royalty, but you know what I mean, like your own special class of
Yeah.
employee. You know what I mean?
My dad worked at Harvey's in Lake Tahoe for quite a while, and then he went to the sports. He had a job that was in the offices, and then it was eliminated, so he went to the sports book.
Yeah.
And he said to me one time, he goes, "I just have to ask you this: why do dealers think they're better than everybody else?"
Because they are.
And that was my answer. Because we are.
Yeah, no, dealers used
Yeah.
to. I was at the Westward
Yeah.
Ho dealing change. I was a change boy, and the dealers had their own room, and they would cut their tokes out, and we're busy over here. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I was like, I want me some of that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like literally. They would dump all the silver, and there would be somebody at the table. They had one of these tables like this under here, like
Yeah, yeah.
one of those little.
Yeah.
And they'd be like this, trying to hold the silver on the game.
Yeah, 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 so it
That's how
wouldn't
they got
spill
to-
over the
spill over the table. And then they would sit there trying to stack it up. They used to use silver on dice games back in the day.
Oh,
They used to have
wow.
silver on
God.
blackjack
They used
tables.
to have silver on
And it was
everything.
so hard to keep
It
it,
was.
and especially
And
if you had
some
$1 and
places-
$2 games.
Some places actually use silver dollars.
Yeah.
Like
Oh.
instead of silver tokens or whatever, they
Yeah.
use actual silver
Wow.
dollars.
Yeah.
So
In the 90s, Binion bought them all. It literally went through all the casinos and bought them all out.
Yeah.
Every silver
Yeah,
dollar. All right, so ready? Oh, here we go.
Really quickly.
We got
'cause
something?
Lauren's gonna leave, so we got $4.99 from a super chat and didn't say anything.
Fantastic.
But I thought Laura would love to answer this question.
Go.
What tips would you give to someone who's auditioning tomorrow?
Oh.
tomorrow. So my biggest tip for people who when they're auditioning is, I know you're going to be nervous. I tell that to everybody. Just try the best you can not to be so nervous. Just know that everybody's nervous. It's a thing, but do the best you can to still stay focused on what you're doing. Try not to try not to
Don't
faint.
overthink it.
Yeah, don't run yourself over.
Don't practice for
Yeah.
every minute
Yeah.
beforehand
Yeah.
and get it in your head. You know what we
Smile, be friendly,
Talk it out.
to your players.
talk it out. Talk out your nervousness. Say
100%,
hello.
yeah.
Every once in a while, if I have to go on an audition, I still get nervous. But the first thing I do when I go in on a table is I say to the players, I'm auditioning for a job, so come on, everybody, help me look good.
Yeah.
Right? Let your players know that
Yeah.
that's why you're there. Is like, I'm trying to get this job, help me look good, make me look good.
Yeah.
Right? And then you've kind of broken that ice
Mm-hmm.
and let them know that, like, don't do anything crazy because
Yeah.
I don't work
Right.
here.
Yeah, don't chunk
You know?
me.
Yeah.
Talk
So-
it out. Focus on the big things, the little things, nuanced things. They can work out. Say hello. Introduce yourself, especially
Yes.
to your bosses.
Yes.
It's okay to shake or bump.
Yep.
Don't not say your name.
Yep.
People get intimidated. They don't want to say hello. They're looking for that. They want personality.
Yes.
That's big. Sometimes
Yes.
personality is more important.
Yes.
Don't
And-
focus on the big.
Yes. And be on time. Be early. Don't be late to an
that's-
audition.
yeah.
Come
And
on.
Listen, don't and iron your damn shirt.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're sure. Yes.
Do you know
Yeah,
how
big
many
time.
dealers we have to send home or have to Alex actually we used to
We
go
have-
and iron people's shirt. He would sit there literally ironing people's
I had to
shirts.
bring my shirt to
We
the
have- yes.
Really?
to the school to iron
Yes.
it over
Yeah.
there.
We
Yeah,
have
100%.
at the school, we have an iron and an ironing board. So if you buy a brand new shirt and you take it out of the package and it's all
Yeah.
wrinkled up,
Yep.
bring it to the school if you don't have an iron. You know what I mean? Yeah, I remember the day that you were ironing
Yep.
your shirt.
Yep.
We were talking. Yeah.
All right, you got to go.
I gotta go.
Oh my
I
God.
gotta
Go
go.
make that money.
Of all the
Yes.
days for me to work early, I actually switched
Right.
into this shift too.
Oh, really?
Because she knew she was going to be on the podcast.
Before I knew about the podcast, I
Oh
didn't know.
my God.
I didn't know.
What a commitment.
So-
What a
Right.
commitment.
If I can unsqueeze myself out of this.
Oh my God.
We gotta rearrange this.
Listen
look at
here.
this right
Listen
against the wall.
here.
David's got all this space behind
I
him.
need all this space.
Really quickly,
I've been
I got
losing-
a
what do you got?
$21 for my birthday bash.
Ooh.
Yes.
For Sicky's
One,
birthday
one,
bash.
one,
Love your
one.
content.
Right?
Thank you.
Love the
Thank
content and
you.
your personalities.
We love you guys. Thank you so much. We had so many fans. We had a guy come in today talking about. He just wanted to come in and talk about how he's been learning. He early on. Okay. Let me wait here. If you don't know, there's a whole bunch of cameras.
Oh
It's
my
like an
God.
Have a good
obstacle.
shift.
It is like an obstacle
Of course.
course.
Oh, here's my phone. I wonder where my phone went.
Originally, we set up the bye, Lauren. Thank you so
Bye.
much.
Bye, everybody.
It's
Have
not
a
going
good
to be the
shift.
same
Bye.
casino
Thanks,
life.
you guys.
All
See you
right.
tomorrow at
I'll
school.
see y'all.
I have an empty chair.
next
Who's gonna?
time.
Here, come on. We'll get Matthew. Come on over here. Fill
Go
it up.
ahead.
Good luck, Matt.
Move
Thank
over,
you.
Otis. Come
Good
over
luck
here.
squeezing back in there.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I know. Trust me.
You can turn off that microphone now.
We're gonna have you guys-
You're gonna have a mic now. You're just equip it.
All right, we got to get resituated.
All right, have fun.
Bye,
I'll see
Lauren.
y'all later.
We what the hell was I talking about? Yeah, so when we first started, we were doing all educational stuff for the most part. We
Yeah.
had the blog, and we were trying to teach. I'm always amazed when people actually learn enough on craps. So one of the guys is learning how to be a dealer. You get squeezed in there, buddy.
Oh, yeah, no, we're all squeezed.
Dude, I've just now
Really
gotten rid of
squeezed, yeah.
my COVID.
Your
30.
COVID-19.
Yeah, oof, God, I got up there for a minute.
Yeah, all COVID.
All right. Oh yeah. So now we can add another one. Are you done out there? Are we still busy? Oh, we're still busy. Yeah. No.
boy.
We're gonna add Mark to the mix. Maybe even Jesse. You guys can see some of the casino quests. So the new light, but there's still. We've been rocking it. By the way. So today's we're busy. All right. So here we go. We got a few more things, and we're gonna keep going on the thing. So all right. What about day one? So day one.
Day one.
Do you remember day one? You have to remember day one. That was like
I don't
last
know.
week.
I don't know. It was 2 weeks ago.
Dude, I don't even
ago.
remember yesterday.
Day one, so there's no shadowing at the strat.
They just throw you right to the
yeah,
wolves.
yeah.
My
like
God,
you
man.
You come in on Friday and you
Friday
and
night?
You do, yeah.
That's your day one?
Yes.
Wow.
Right
Yes.
to it.
And
huh?
no
Thurs-
shadowing.
Thursdays,
No shadowing.
yeah, no. Thursday's the training day. Well, you can't.
Thursday's
shadow.
the training day?
Thursday, yeah, like they bring you in and they teach you how to clock in and all that good stuff.
So not really game stuff, just
No.
the miscellaneous
yeah.
crap.
Yeah,
Okay.
And then
Where to go eat?
Yeah.
We'll talk about the
Well,
amenities
yeah.
if they have amenities.
Yeah.
We don't want to be, you know what I mean? We love the strat, most of
Yeah.
it.
No, the strat.
I know it's changed a bit.
I'm glad for the opportunity at the strat.
Yeah,
Because it's a
100%.
keep your own spot. So really,
Yep.
you get to learn how to work the tables.
All right, so day one for you, you went through, you went the day before, you had the training,
Yep.
where to eat, where to
Yep.
clock in, all that stuff. They introduced you to the property
Yep.
because all these properties, most of them are pretty big, so you want to show you around. No shadow on your first day.
No shadow.
And what did you deal?
Single deck all day.
Wow.
8 hours on single deck.
So
Wow.
were there any things?
I hate that. I hate that for you.
Yeah,
No, that's
rough. And
did you know what your table limits? Were there any procedures that were different than ours?
Kind of, not really. No, not really. Everything was basically
what we teach you.
Yeah. The only thing that was the single deck game that I got put on. It's the only one in the strat that has the ridiculous side bet.
That sucks.
It's the only side bet.
That's the biggest complaint we hear about break-ins is that we can't teach you all the side bet because there's like a majillion of them.
But they're all easy except
they're
this
pretty
one.
easy.
This one,
except
the way
the
it's
one?
written is just.
Is it that 21 plus 3?
No, that
extreme
one's
thing?
super easy.
Super
it's
easy.
Empty the rack blackjack.
That's a new one. You know what?
I
That
don't
guy's
know.
on my LinkedIn thing. He sent us a thing. Now it's being introduced to. I think that's like the second casino. Really, empty the rack blackjack.
It's just hard to read. It's hard to understand.
Yeah.
What pays.
You
and
would
what
have liked to
doesn't
have
pay.
some training.
Yeah,
to become
just a
more
little bit.
better
Yeah.
situated.
Yeah.
So they splash and everything, just like we teach you. All that's basically the same.
Everything's cut down, splashed in the last one.
I was watching. I noticed that they give you guys a little more flexibility because there's quite a few. As I watch blackjack dealers there,
Yeah.
I've seen them do some procedural stuff a little different. Because you do have some. There are some experienced blackjack dealers that have come from other properties because it's table for table. That's a big draw. If they feel like they have a personality, which amazes me because there are people with no personality who then say to themselves, wow, I'm gonna make a lot of money table for table. Holy crap! They don't realize like everybody else working the casino that night is literally carrying them over.
Yeah.
You follow? I love how in the casino environment people just like they sniff themselves and they don't pass their own sniff test kind of thing. You follow? I've always found that kind of unique. I used to go on break with the lady. I worked at the Imperial Palace back when it was a table for table job. And oh my God, she would be down there talking about all the personality he had. Meanwhile, she couldn't figure out why she wasn't making any toe because I was like, honey, you have zero personality.
Right.
No one in the break room likes you.
Yeah,
okay,
you gotta be able to work the table.
how do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You need to go to some other type of job. You can't work a job like that. You'd starve to death.
No, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Well, I make people love me while I take their money.
No,
I love
100%.
that.
You have to
I
do
love
that. You can't pull a Timmy. You can't laugh at people as they're losing, dude.
No, you got.
Timmy would get zero tokes at a table for table job.
I'm smacking the shuffling machine.
Yeah,
I'm doing
yeah.
it all.
People- and people love that.
Yeah, no, they love to eat it up.
I was at the cannery maybe 2 weeks, and I had these. I believe they're in the Air Force, like 3 or 4 Air Force guys who were coming in. They were in town for training for like 2 months or something.
Yeah.
And every time I would deal, they would leave whatever table they were at to come play at my table.
Nice.
Yeah.
Because, and they would tell people, man, like, you might lose money, but you're gonna have fun doing it with Otis,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Because
no,
I would,
100%.
I'd try to interact with them, make them laugh.
Dude, that's
and-
why you're here,
have
by
to.
the way.
Yeah.
Otis is fantastic. That's true. I'm very critical when it comes to that. That's why we have people intern here first, and we kind of have this evolutionary thing because here you have to find your voice. You have to be able to talk to people, interact with people, and not everybody can do that dynamically. Some people are a bit quiet, and there's jobs for everybody. There are jobs where they want you to dummy up and deal.
Yeah.
And then there are jobs where, like at the Strat, you have to be able to talk. That's why we sent you there. That's why we sent Isaac there. There's a few people who have those kinds of, Isaac?
Oh yeah, Isaac.
Isaac will yell at you across the room.
Yeah.
Hey!
Yes, when he barks at people,
Yeah.
like it's big. Like,
No,
I'm
he
like,
tries to get a
good
game,
Lord.
but we loved Isaac working here, but we couldn't keep a leash on him. It's like,
Yeah.
dude, it'd be like running around, and so we're like, dude, we better get you a job, But we did like Alex, because Isaac would be literally out there saying, hey, you, come over here, Casino Quest, let's play some poker.
That's awesome.
No, we would love that, but that's kind of. But yeah, so all right, so your first day, Otis, what was your first day?
Yeah, so we do shadow at the cannery, or did shadow.
lucky.
So I basically, so when I auditioned at the cannery, I only knew Blackjack. I was finishing my roulette. I knew Baccarat, but there's no Baccarat at the cannery.
Yeah.
I was finishing my roulette class, so I was only dealing Blackjack. And they have one 6-deck continuous shuffle machine. They have one single deck game, and the rest of the games are 2-deck pitch. So it's a lot of pitching.
A lot of pitching.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, so basically, I had a shadow for the first day, and She would deal. She would, go do her thing for the first 10 minutes or whatever, and then she'd say, "Okay, everybody, this is Otis. He's new here, and he's going to take over." And then I would do the rest, and then, she showed me the break room and all this, and that, and so we did that for the first 8 hours, and then kind of after that, it was just off to the races kind of thing.
Yeah, I will say this: I've opened 3 casinos, and the shadow thing works fantastic.
Yeah,
realistically. So the casinos that I've opened, when they first open, you kind of have a supervisor. You kind of ramp up on dual rates or people that have some experience, so you can go in and it's like all hands on deck for the first 2 weeks. Like everybody's sort of doubling up, and it works very well because you have all these break-ins potentially or all these new dealers. And so it makes people like. I think that was a much more comfortable experience than just being sort of thrown on the table.
Well, it also helps with like you're saying, the side bets too, because every casino has different side bets.
Yeah.
And so my first day, I have no idea what the heck's going on. Yeah. And so she was able to sort of, this is what this means, and this wins this, and kind of thing. So
yeah, I remember when I was at the gate. I don't remember my first day. My first days were actually pretty easy. I just had a muck roulette. So every day I would come in and muck roulette.
That's a cake day.
It was not much to it. In fact, I remember I hated one of the dealers that I work with. I would just pray. They had 2 roulette tables, and there was one lady who would constantly bark at me and tell me that I was mucking the wrong way. And I'd be like, dude, how many ways are there to muck the checks? Like
There's
literally.
one way to muck the checks.
But I would put them together like a crap dealer instead of using my thumbs. And she'd be like, use your thumbs. You know what I mean? You got to use your thumbs. And I'd be like, honey, I'm doing it just as fast this way. Leave me alone. For the love of God. And I just couldn't wait. I knew if I had stayed on roulette much longer, I'd have quit. I'd have been out of the gaming business because that wouldn't have been a thing. I didn't mind. Every now and then I would fill in. I didn't actually deal muck roulette 2 weeks, like straight. There were a few times they actually risked putting me on blackjack. And when I dealt, everything was pitch. It was handheld. It was 1 or 2 decks downtown. Everything was handheld. There were no shoes that I remember. There were no shufflers. There was no real tech as far as that goes. And downtown was, low bets, $1 blackjack, $2 blackjack. Fantastic. The high limit table was like $5. And then you would sit there all day. Like they had one $5 dice game at the Gold Coast. When I was at the Gold Coast, they had 2 bird games, a $1 game, and a $5 game.
Wow,
that's crazy.
High rollers.
And, I was doing $150 a hand last night. On the main floor.
No.
Like what?
No.
$5.
And strangely, I made more tokes than you back when I was
I'm
dealing.
sure
so
you
we're
did
clear.
Too, yeah.
Because
I don't make anything.
No,
so,
I mean, no, I'm just kidding. So, well, the Gold Coast, no, maybe not more than you, but the Gold Coast, I was averaging like 60s, in the 90s, 91, dude.
Yeah, I'm averaging.
Can you
like
imagine?
80 or 90.
I was making like $1 million a year back in 91.
Literally $1 million a year.
Yeah, but the $5 table, it was so depressing to go, for me anyways, because then you'd sit dead like the whole day.
Yeah.
I remember being like ridiculously nervous at first when I first started actually dealing dice, and then about a shift through it, I got over it, and like I remember it just sort of everything just became much more natural. I know that a lot of people when they start in gaming, they feel like they don't realize it gets a lot easier quickly. Mm-hmm. Like you start out the first couple shifts, first minutes, it was like all this light, you're sweating, and next thing you know, you go on break, and then a few breaks later, it's like it's not a big deal. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that happens for a little while as you go to like your next casino. You get that too. The first couple casinos, especially if you like tier up, and then eventually you get to the big time. You walk into like a bigger, like a Mirage, or you walk into like, for me, a Mirage would have been big. But let's say you walk into a Bellagio, you finally get hired at one of these properties, and the grandeur of it sort of hits you. Yeah. And I remember walking into the Rio for the first time, because that was the first real casino I wanted to work at. And I felt like I had arrived. It was the first time I was really proud of myself for having like stuck it out, because I had been, at that time, I was like 5 years into it. You follow? And I was nervous after I got hired, like my first day. You know what I mean? I felt myself kind of devolving a little bit, because it was like all this bigness was sort of overwhelming me. And not that I'm a big crier or anything, but I think I might have like cried for a second. You know what I mean?
I feel that like that's how it was on Friday. I'm not even
really
gonna lie. Yeah. When they put me on I was bitching about being on dice. I'm like, I don't even know how to do this, that, and that.
Oh, really?
And as soon as I got on there, everybody was like, the people in the crew, they were like, you've never dealt dice before? You've never dealt dice? I'm like, no. They're like, wow, you're really good.
See?
Yeah.
Guess who you're a student of, sir? Guess who? I'm just saying. I'm gonna put that out there. Holy crap!
Best in the business.
Wait, dude, I love teaching that dice game. I'm gonna do it for as long as I can. That's for sure. I really love teaching dice, dude. You have no idea. All right, we have a few more topics, by the way. So day one, it's a lot of people very nerve-wracking. They feel like it is a big takeaway, but there's really not. It's not a big deal. All right, so let's do this. So what is the big? You didn't see a lot of big action. Canterbury's more of a local
we
place.
had a couple people. So we had one guy that came. I believe he lives in California. He came in, and over the course of, I think he was here for 2 weeks. He probably lost $120,000.
Wow.
Like he would reserve a table for himself.
Yeah.
And I dealt to him a few times, and he loved me, but he hated me because it seemed like I was always taking his money.
Yes.
But every time I would come back from break, he'd be like, "Are you coming to this table? You coming to this table?"
Yeah.
And so it's not up to me, man. I don't know. And eventually I hadn't dealt to him for 2 or 3 days, and he said, "Are you avoiding me?" I said, "No, I just figured you asked them not to put me on your table because I was taking so much money."
Yeah.
Because I think one time I dealt to him for an hour and probably took like $9,000 from him.
Wow.
Like he was just losing, buying in, losing, buying in. And so that was interesting. And then we had another guy. He's more of a regular. He would bet 2 or 3 hands at $250, $300 a piece. And he would bet $25 for the dealers. So, I mean, if it hits,
nice.
I mean, I dropped $100 one time just off of one hand.
Wow.
Which was interesting because I was out of green chips. So I had to drop an entire stack of red. I had to color
really?
it down on the table and
down?
drop an entire stack of red in the tote box.
Wow.
So that was
crazy.
interesting. So not a lot of big
How
action.
did you deal with that?
Well, by the time I had gotten to them, I'd been there long enough to sort of lose the nerves.
Yeah.
But I did deal. One of the side bets hit for $2,000.
Oh.
And I was like, did I do this right? Like, is this actually what it should be paying, kind of thing?
Yes.
So that was a little nerve-wracking, but
Yeah.
other than that, I mean, it's not a big action place anyway. But I was comfortable up to the $200, $300, $400, $500 hands. Every once in a while, would get a $500. Someone just slap a pink chip down and say, "I want to play this," and so that's fine. But I mean, anytime you have someone like that, someone's over your shoulder watching anyway. So it's like,
Yeah, especially a local place.
Yeah.
I remember my first high limit. I definitely was nervous. I'm not sure I got tapped. I might have gotten tapped out because a lot of dealers get tapped out. They either don't trust you to deal the action, or you get too nervous at first. And so, what about you?
What biggest action?
Any high limit action for you yet?
I mean, not traditional high limit, but I mean, I feel like $150 on a
That's
normal,
big.
I mean,
That's high limit for me. I
Yeah.
got
No, right.
to,
on a $15 table. $150.
I got to 175 the other day. You proud of me?
Yes. Yes. Especially there.
I won. I won like 6-7 hands in a row.
Get outta here.
I literally,
Wow.
I ended up winning. It was fantastic.
I'm so glad they didn't put me on your table.
No,
Because I would
no.
have felt so bad.
Really?
Yeah, because I would have taken it all.
You took that 170. Yeah, they
taken
took
it
that
all.
175.
Yeah.
I just needed one more hand to put me
Yeah.
over the top.
You guys probably would have had to film another video another time.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Because you
it's
would have
bad.
just
It's been
you would
bad
have
for
zeroed
me.
us out.
It's been bad for me.
Really?
Yeah, that's
You
why.
can't win any money?
I know.
You just run hot constantly. Casino loves you. You're their cooler now.
I swear to God.
You're like literally like we're gonna call Matthew in.
Yes,
We gotta get this money back.
I swear that's how it
That
is. Like they
sucks.
know who's going to be at the pits.
No,
and
they
they're
do.
like,
They
send
put
the
you
break.
in. No,
Yeah, it's
so
terrible.
supervisors are notorious for figuring out like who the cooler is. It's all superstitious crap. Like,
Yeah.
they're like, oh yeah, this guy constantly wins for us, so we're gonna throw him, which sucks. Like, I don't know how that works out.
I had 5 blackjacks in a row
Yeah.
last night on my last table. Dude, they were tipping
Really?
$5
In a
Oh,
row?
no.
Yes,
You
$5
little
a hand.
bastard.
I had a
Jesus.
6-card draw at 21.
Oh
I'm
man!
like,
Wow. You would Tim would have been
yes,
so proud.
I know. I would
He'd have been so proud. We had this girl who dealt us, both of us actually. On one hand, we both got blackjacks together, and then with another, I was collecting the 50-cent pieces. I was getting so many of them. I even
Wow.
showed him. And
Those are brand new 2021s. Those are
Oh,
super
really?
shiny.
Yeah, some of them were.
Yeah.
And then of course they bring in the next dude, and he takes it all back. dude.
Yeah.
He didn't make any
Yeah.
money. She walked off with like 250. He made about 100, only because I feel I got to put you guys in action at least a little bit. You know
No,
what I
we
mean?
appreciate it 100%.
But yeah, he was pissed because I get up to $5 a hand, and then I'll do more even
Yeah.
if I'm winning, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I get there quickly, so you can make some good money off me because I'm consistent. See, I would rather as a dealer just someone consistently tip
Right,
me
yeah.
100%.
than only wait for like, okay, now I'm finally there because that's the hand I'm gonna lose.
Yeah,
Right, yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yes.
I want to start you up when I before the run. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
Let's
the
go
goal.
on the run together.
Let's do the run together.
Yes,
buddy.
let's both have fun.
Barefoot and friendly.
Frolicking through the tulips.
Frolicking through that, yeah. All right, so here, let's go to the next topic. Anybody have any real poignant questions beyond how much weight I've lost and how?
Yeah, no one's talking about that.
Oh my God.
We have a $5 super chat.
Wow.
Ooh.
From Beyond Blackjack. I think
Beyond
David's winning
Blackjack,
streak
thank you,
yesterday
Kelly.
was
I
due
think-
to his table partner.
Yes, he was my
Oh.
table partner, Beyond Blackjack.
Oh,
by
no
the way,
kidding.
she's fantastic. There's a few people like who you just get along with well. It's just
Yeah.
natural. It's like peanut butter and jelly. It just goes together. Because we've collaborated with a few people, and yeah, she's it's Mel and Kelly.
Mel and Kelly.
Mel and Kelly.
Those are the
Mel's
two.
welcome anytime. Kelly's welcome anytime. Those are my two tops. I want to put that out there.
No, you guys look like
There's
you're
gonna
having
be
a lot of
some
fun over there.
No, we had a lot of fun, dude.
Yeah.
We had two great dealers this time, who both engaged and talked, which we love.
No, of course.
Because it sucks to sit there and your dealer's all pissed off that you're working the angle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't
We have
understand
some
it.
few dealers that hate the camera. They just can't stand the camera. Dude, we're here promoting your flipping
Right.
casino.
Bring
Help
more
us
people
out.
into
Yeah.
us so we can make some
Yes.
more money. I don't understand that.
And by the way, just so you know, our channel is focused on table games and gamblers
yeah.
who like to gamble.
Hello.
Just so you know, hello. And we're a school and we represent dealers, so we push out the tokes and you know what I'm saying? Like this is like the thing. So work with us here
Right,
a little
right.
bit.
Yeah, I don't-
Smile a little bit.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Yeah, we had a dice game one day. I'm not gonna say where, but we had a dealer with terrible attitude the whole time, and I'm like, dude, come on. And on dice, blackjack obviously full service game, right? You got a spot.
Yeah.
That's where the money goes. It's pretty easy, pretty clear. Craps, you have two types of dealers. You have a couple types of dealers. You have one dealer that just sucks and doesn't know the game. It's very frustrating. Mel knows exactly what I'm talking about, right? A few of you guys know, like you're trying to play some kind of strategy,
Yep.
and your dealer doesn't know what shit pays or stuff pays. Did I swear that we have to cry? Okay, and it gets very frustrating because you're like, dude, I'm giving you $1. Go to a quarter. Please help
Right.
me out here. You don't want to have to walk them through it. It slows up the game as well. So you have that. And that poor bastard, maybe they have a good personality, but they're trying, but it's still frustrating. Even if they're the nicest dealer, it's a little frustrating on dice. Then you have the dealer who just literally does not want to work with you, just doesn't want to bend over, does not want to be a full service dealer. We used to have this dealer. I don't know how the hell he stays a dealer. He would throw the money in the cum. I think I showed you this one time. He would pay place bets in the cum, and he would point at you and tell you, that's your money.
No way.
No.
He would pay the
Oh
field in
my
the cum.
God.
He would
Oh
pay the
my
field in the
gosh.
cum. He wouldn't even reach over far enough to get the money in the field. He would pay it in the cum and he would point and he'd be like, "That's your money." Are you kidding me?
What?
Like, how is this even a?
Can
how
you
are you even a
imagine?
dealer?
Oh.
I was a dealer. I didn't play.
That. Oh.
So we had a guy come. We had a guy that came in, and he was a max better. So $1,000 tables, and he would put bet, would be max bet all the number. So 2 ace the number, he could be up to at that time. So let's say he would only pay $3,000. So he would start with a place bet, and then he'd play the rest as a put bet with odds. You follow?
Okay.
So $3,000 to a number. He had all that money itching. So that's
Yeah.
one way people get to put bets is they get over limit. But and he would toke that he wouldn't toke comparable to what he would play. He wasn't a big toker, but the fact that he toked at another level, like even though he was playing yellows, he would toke at the green level. You follow?
Yeah, I mean-
Which consistently still turns out to be that's a $400 day where I was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this guy, holy crap. So this player, and I'm like, dude, I'm telling my boss, so listen, I will tap his ass out. Get him the hell out of here, because we as dealers will not make any money with this lazy bastard on the table. I don't know how he ended up being a dealer. They're just so desperate for dice dealers, they let this guy deal. It was just, how would you deal to a guy like that? That's like, I just don't get that. But anyways, so it's nice to have people engage and just be friendly. And, know that we're there trying to, promote the reality a little bit. But anyways, thank you, Kelly, very much. And we won. I mean, that's
That's
what I
all that
mean.
matters.
That was a double. Yeah, and
Literally.
both those dealers made their day rate. They were both happy. I saw what they had.
Yeah, I'm sure.
He had, I think, only like 145 because he only dealt to us for and we were losing. He took
Still,
all that money back.
That's still pretty good.
But that's not bad.
No, that's still really good.
No, but she was better.
Well,
Because she was willing to give us what we wanted.
I think he was a newer deal. I think he was a newer
Was
deal.
Was she?
I think so.
She's been around the block a few times.
Yeah.
She seems like one of the veteran dealers because the way she was dealing cards, she was stepping cards that we don't teach, and you don't learn that as a break-in. You do that at like a Mirage. I'm guessing
do you
that she
mean?
came from the strip. So she was building out the cards on both sides.
Oh,
You don't do that
too.
unless you're like a top tier. When we teach you how to do the cards, you got to come straight down, left or right. You can do the staircase, but you can't go on both sides of the cards. You do that once you get to a higher tier property, where they're much more comfortable. I've actually seen they're very flexible there. Realistically,
Yeah.
Strat gives you guys a lot of flexibility.
Yeah, we have a lot of
You gotta
room
love
to,
that.
Yeah, no, it's really nice. It's really nice because I was gonna say because I do that same thing.
No, you do
I
already.
just started doing it. Yeah, I just started doing it.
Oh
a couple
my
days
God!
ago.
Already getting those bad habits.
Nah.
Lazy bastard.
Come
See?
on.
I know.
No, it's because the way they.
Yeah, I get you.
know,
I
the
get
circles
you.
are on
Yeah.
the table, man.
Yeah, you pull everything out of the right side too, right? In and out, all on the right side.
Yes.
Because I've seen some of the dealers do that. You don't go left and right.
No.
You don't split the shuffleboard.
Why would I do that?
Because you got to audition for your next job, dude.
What do you mean? Paying,
when they
you
see
talking about
you-
paying on the left side of the rack?
Yeah, pay and take out of the right side. All out of the
All
same
out of this
side.
Yeah, that's what I do.
No, I'm saying on the shuffleboard where you
Oh.
take and then you pay all out of the right side. You do all the right side, or you split it up?
No,
In, out,
no, I do it all on the
in,
right side.
out. Oh man, dude. See what I'm
Why?
saying? Anyway, that's fine. It's fine.
Is
Listen.
that? Are you not
Develop
supposed
all the come back to school. Becky will show you how.
to? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not understanding what you're talking
Oh.
about.
Yeah,
David
well-
isn't mad. He's just disappointed.
Yeah. See, this is what I'm saying. So within weeks, dealers develop these bad habits because they're specific to one casino. You develop these bad habits. The problem is, if you want to work there the rest of your life, then it's not a problem.
Yeah.
But if you plan to go to another casino, you're gonna have to be. We had a dealer, by the way, who did this was as an audition at Bellagio, top tier casino. That'd have been was so excited to get this audition, nailed everything on the audition except coloring up, and did this newbie move on breaking down checks that I won't go into right now.
Yeah.
But it was very simple, and it was because that's how this person didn't think it was such a nuanced thing. They didn't feel like there was any takeaway.
Yeah.
The problem is the expectation, at least on the audition, is perfection. Once you get out on the floor, not so much. But getting through the door, they want to, that's where you get squeezed a little bit. They don't want everybody passing the audition, you know what I mean?
course.
Obviously, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they make it tough. And so especially as a craps dealer, if you develop these bad habits. When I was at the Rio, there were so many guys slinging checks. It looked really cool, by the way. And you can go down to the Horseshoe back in the day when there was all these crap dealers, and they could sling checks and do all these tricks and throw things and but that didn't translate to the audition. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So I tried to avoid. I got some bad habits, trust me. That I try not to teach you guys, but there's that. All right,
Bad habit.
all right. Here we got casino life. So this is casino life. So you get the standing a lot. That's the first thing I had to get used to is literally standing.
Yeah.
For that long. Even though you get a break every hour, you guys still you both get a break every hour.
Every 120.
120 where you're at.
Yeah, so it's usually 40 minutes at the catering, actually.
Whoa, 40 minutes!
Wow.
Wow.
40 minutes to an hour, but they would let you know. We would get an hour 20 every once in a while, but they would typically let you know. There were a
That's
couple
it.
times they didn't let me know, and I was a little upset. But
Oh, listen to this guy.
How
I didn't get
dare
my,
you leave
my
me here
20
for an
minutes
hour,
every-
you
yeah.
bastard.
Yeah. Would you
Meanwhile-
work 6 hours a day?
I know. Well, yeah, 6 hours.
5 or 6 hours?
I love when people bitch about. And God forbid you have to do a whole hour.
I know, right?
Because most people
it's
are
rough.
2 hours.
It's
You get
rough.
15 minutes. You get 20 minutes every hour. 20.
Yeah.
What job gives you 20
Right.
minutes every hour? 20.
It's tough stuff.
There's this
That's
guy.
a lot of thinking, talking.
No, it is. It's tough on the
Bullshitting.
brain. And the
Yeah.
standing at first it took me a while to get. And I was really active. I was in shape and active. But I have to say, bending over, at first it took me a while to get used to that dynamic, especially on a crab table, because you're constantly, if you're busy, if you
Yeah.
got 6, 7, 8 players, it's a lot.
Well, there's nothing worse than a dead craps game. So.
No, I hate that table, dude. That's why I love lower limit games, because lower limit games stay busy all day long.
Yeah. Yeah.
You get on a $5. I mean, $5. You get on $25. You start ramping. And it's like,
you
what?
get a $5 game at.
Yeah, only us. We get a $5 game. We go to the strap.
100%.
They hook us up, dude.
Yeah.
I was telling Kelly, I was like, listen, the real juice in town is getting a $5 game. You're not getting a reserve table.
Yes.
I don't want to play at a reserve table because they make you play real money.
Oof.
You know,
Real
the
money.
Dave Thomas story. You remember that? Dave Thomas, dude. Wendy's came up to me at the Rio. Did you know this story?
You might have said it. I don't remember.
So he comes up. I'm at the Rio. It's a weekend. It's a weekend, holiday weekend. I'm on like a $25, $50, maybe $100 game. I don't even remember, right?
Yeah.
And his valet comes over and he says, well, Dave Thomas comes over first, and he's just sitting there. He comes up to the game and he puts his hands over the table like this, over the rack. He has no money, nothing. He just. And I look up, and it's a thinner version of Dave. Have you ever seen the Dave Thomas commercial, Wendy's commercials?
Definitely.
And he was a little bigger, pudgier guy. And he comes up, he's thin. He was like thin. Apparently he had some kind of condition that got him thin. I didn't realize that was because he was sick. I thought maybe. But anyway, so he comes up, and then this guy comes up like 2 minutes after him. And he says, he's talking to me. Oh, you're talking to me? Because Dave Thomas is just sitting there. I mean, how many people, come up to a craps table, put their hands over, they don't say anything.
Yeah.
They're just like, dude, I'm like, hello. And, it's Dave Thomas. I didn't realize right at first it was Dave Thomas, but then
So that's where you fault. That's where you're at fault.
Yeah, what an idiot I am. Holy
I do
crap.
not know
God
it was
forbid I
Dave
say
Thomas.
hello to the guy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So the valet comes up, he starts talking to me, and he's like, yeah, Dave Thomas doesn't like to say hello. He's like, he doesn't want you to really talk to him. He's
Not
got
the
some
third
superstition.
person.
God forbid. Like this,
Oh,
like
God.
you got to tell me that? Like I already know that's a thing. Don't worry about it. But I'm already been a deal with the Rio for a while, and there's a lot of people like that. We used to have the sheet downstairs in the break room. This guy doesn't want to say hello. This guy doesn't want you to wish him good luck. This guy, you got to hit the thing. I mean, ridiculous. So the valet asked me for my pit boss, who I hated this guy, dude. I won't tell you who his name was, but he was just an ass. He was an old school ass hat, sweat the money, the whole thing. Just made life miserable. He was the one guy that made that job suck. Everyone else, I loved almost everyone else. Not everybody loved me, but I loved everybody else.
I feel
except
that.
one. You see that?
Yeah.
So my boss comes over, and the valet is like, yeah, Dave Thomas. He wants to reserve a game. And he's like, oh, Dave Thomas. He's like, yeah. He's like, sure.
Just like that.
All over
Yeah.
the
Just
place.
like that.
Oh,
They don't-
DT.
Yeah,
Started-
DT. Dave Thomas. Yeah, well, Dave
DT's
Thomas.
here.
And he's like, yeah, we'll reserve the game, They put the reserve sign in. They take out this other sign, 25 or whatever. There was nobody on my side of the table, by the way, already. He came up to a dead side. The other side was busy, but my side was not busy. So he could have just played, by the way, and basically been a reserve. But he wanted the sign to say reserve on just that side, not the whole table. So normally you had to have like $500, you had to have $10,000 to reserve a side.
Okay.
And then whatever else more to have the whole table, especially on a weekend. But it was a busy weekend. And Rio was like the it job. Dave Thomas pulls out $500.
No.
He pulls out
Dave
$500. Not even the valet guy, dude. He actually had his own money, apparently. Well, how great of him, right?
Wow.
He literally pulled it out, put $500 on the table, and I knew right away there was going to be a problem. Because I knew that the bosses, because, that wasn't a thing, dude. $500 for reserve side? So I go to my boss, and I'm like, yeah, he's only buying it for $500. And my pit boss goes over to the valet guy. He's like, yeah, he's only buying it for $500. And he's like, yeah, but it's Dave Thomas. He's like, I don't care if it's Jesus Christ.
It's Dave Thomas.
It's
Come
the
on.
Rio. You
It's
can't have a
Wendy's.
reserve. He's literally said, I don't care if it's Jesus Christ. Right there. Right to the valet.
They're the only ones with square burgers. He can
Square
literally
burgers.
do whatever
Yeah.
he wants. I mean, the
He's
man's
like,
changing the
No,
game.
he is cheating. Where's the meat? The meat wasn't at
Yeah.
that table that day. That's the thing. Meat was MIA.
$500.
So Dave Thomas, meanwhile, has not said a single word to anybody while he's been there.
Fantastic.
He's letting the valet in the
Awesome.
third person talk about him. And my boss, the guy that's the asshat, he really, because he, doesn't matter who you were. He was one of these guys that would really lock it down.
Yeah.
That was the only good thing about him is like you couldn't take advantage of dealers while he was there. He was sort of a dealer's boss, but he sweat the money. It was terrible. And the guy, the valet sat there trying to argue with him, and he's like, dude, I can't give you a side of the game for $500. I'm going to lose out on $20,000 in action while you're playing. You know what I'm saying? And then what do you want the limit to be? You want it to be $25.5? You want a $3 game? Shall we start a bird game for you? $500? You want to be here all day? Like, what's going on? Like, why? And if it's Dave Thomas, how does Dave Thomas not have more money to play?
Right.
What's going on here?
$500.
$500. That was it, dude. By the way, he left. I was so
The
disappointed.
local
'cause
Wendy's has more than that in their.
No, I know. He could have stopped off at
Yeah.
the nearest Wendy's
Like,
and
I'm
like,
Dave
say,
Thomas.
listen, let me get a drop real quick.
Yeah.
I gotta buy in on dice. I was so looking forward because I wanted to talk crap about what he played. I never knew what he played. I mean, he never played with me. I don't know where he played or what he played or how he played. If he even knew how to play dice. I mean, maybe he thought it was a big six wheel. You know what I mean? We don't know. We don't know what's going on. Maybe he thought.
So he didn't even end up playing.
I don't know. He might have played somewhere else. He didn't play on my side.
Table.
I never cared, dude. All the other dealers, they would go in the break room and just little gossip hounds, just talking shit about all the players. They would go.
That hasn't changed.
No, that hasn't
No.
changed. This guy is playing.
Yeah.
That guy. There used to be this roulette player. His name was Neiman. He would come into the roulette. And no one brought out the nails more than this guy. Because he had a list a mile long of all the things that, like, you couldn't say good luck. He would bring out a wheel. He wanted the wheel in the pit. They would bring out this SR, single zero wheel, right in the middle of the pit or in the middle of the thing just for this guy to play. Because he wanted to be, people to see him. And I thank God I wasn't a roulette dealer. But the very first time I go into the break room, I see this thing, and I'm like, what the hell? And they're like, yeah, he's this big player, $3 million credit line. He comes in, and these were all the rider. For him to play here, this is all the stuff that, I mean, dude, as somewhere down that list was full body massage.
You don't
know what
need
I'm
it.
saying?
You don't need the action.
No, I mean,
Don't give into it.
No,
It's
they needed. They
ridiculous.
like it. Marnell was all about high limit, dude. He was all about, but I don't even know if the guy toked. I never cared. I didn't follow. I just didn't care. That's why, that's why I had Bruce Willis play with me.
Yeah.
Because I didn't care it was Bruce Willis. He's just some dude. And he would come from Club Rio. He had wet bills like everybody else. His beer in his pocket. I didn't know anything about dice. And he would play, and he would just have fun. You know what I mean? It was like anybody else.
That's awesome.
It didn't matter. But anyways, all right. Are we back to casino? That is a little bit casino life, no?
Yeah, it's
That's my
100%
Dave
casino
Thomas
life.
story. I was the Dennis Rodman dealer too, by the way. I can't wait to make a movie about his 48 hours in Vegas. I was literally his dealer at the Rio.
No kidding.
Yeah, no
You
kidding.
make sure you put that out there into
I
the
am.
ether as
Who's
much
playing?
as possible.
I am. I'm going to keep mentioning
You
that
need to
until
get-
someone pays attention.
Yes.
Because I can tell you exactly what happened when he played. He didn't play much. Well, he was playing something, just not craps.
Oh yes, I remember this story.
Remember that?
Yes.
We weren't sure he had all his digits in
Yes.
play, but
Oh.
one digit was
Oh
in
my
play, the
God.
other four were not in play, that kind of thing. Whoa!
It was
All right.
playing somewhere else.
Yeah, that's right. It was. Yeah, she was playing though.
She was playing.
She knew dice, dude.
Sounds like she was.
So these expensive girls, they know. And not to say I don't know who the girl was. I shouldn't put that out there.
No, that's true.
But they knew dice because they would work these dice games.
Oh, yeah.
They would shoot for these people. They would play bets. I mean, they really knew dice. You had to know dice. It's like prerequisite.
It's an investment in their
Yeah.
career. It's a
Escort
career path.
with dice.
100%.
You know what I mean? That's literally an investment in their career. No, 100%. I'm surprised. I'm surprised.
That's the next special at
we don't
CEG.
get more than
Yes,
that at
that's
school.
that's the next
the
school
niche.
special.
That's the next special at CEG.
Yeah, we need some of those on the podcast to help our grow our podcast. A few of these. All right. So here's the thing.
I just wanted to say this. I thought this was funny.
What?
Someone said, did Dave Thomas offer a Wendy's coupon?
I know. Shit.
Of course not.
Yeah,
$500.
that guy. I remember being so young and feeling just so stupid. Like I didn't. That was the one thing about that place. I didn't like, dude. I don't even care who you are or what you are. Or, you know what I mean? Play some fucking dice.
Yeah.
Let's deal some dice. Come buy in, play the game, and let's. You know what I mean? What is all this nonsense about you needing elbow room and your valet talking for you? He didn't even look up. He didn't even look at me the whole time. Never said hello. Never acknowledged me. Nothing outside of putting his money on the table. Which, by the way, that surprised me. I thought for sure the valet was going to throw the money down.
Of course.
I'm like, this guy wants me to touch his money? Oh my God, how fantastic! But that's
All
my,
$500 of it, sir.
all $500. Yeah,
100%,
fantastic.
Yes.
And not, listen, I don't know him. I've heard mixed things. I've heard dealers say mixed things. So, that's the thing. Bruce Willis, too, gets a lot of different reactions, I dealt to him several times. He was always fantastic with me. I've heard that he, sometimes tipped, didn't tip, you know what I mean? Over the years, a lot of celebrities that I dealt to, I always had different reactions. And that's my reaction. My reaction is if you come in contact with me, then that's all I know about you. You know what I mean? I don't know the rest of it. The rest of it is like,
Celebrities are people too, and not
Thank you,
everybody
Jesus.
tips, unfortunately.
Yeah. Dude. Tiger Woods tips if you're a smoking hot cocktail waitress, just so you know, okay? That was his thing. Yeah.
Raid the uniform room.
No,
Doesn't
he
surprise me somehow.
Really? He played on my dice game. I was so shocked. They gave him all that money to walk across the floor on his way to the masquerade. We used to have this Creole or Cajun restaurant, something in the very top, and he had just a stack of yellows, dude, playing the field.
Oh my God.
That's all he did.
Field.
Oh my God.
No.
And he had this.
You don't say.
He had a bevy of beauties with him, dude. By the way,
my
smoking
God.
hot, blonde.
Tell me you don't know how to play dice without telling me you don't know how to play dice.
Yeah.
$1,000 in the field.
Oh,
Every
100%.
Yeah, but all those numbers that can roll.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dude. Oh my God.
And the cocktail wait just came by, and man, because I'd always heard that he wasn't big on tipping.
Yeah.
And then he gave her a yellow check. I actually ran into her at the break room, and I said, "Wow, how about that? You got one yellow from Tiger Woods." He's like, "That's the third one today." She told me.
Oh my
Just
God.
like that.
Not bragging.
Not from
Jeez.
him though. Just
Weird
in
flex.
general. Just in general, like that's how much money they were
Somebody
making.
tipped her $1,000.
3,000
wasn't
just in
Tiger
yellows.
Woods.
Just in yellows.
Wow.
Imagine what other tokes he made. No, they were making so much money.
Incredible.
They had a switch from female cocktail waitresses to male singing cocktail waitresses. They put an end to all those. Because all the tokes, right? The casino, they lose all that. That's money they can't win on the casino floor. So they literal mouth tricks. They literally went from
Show me your
the
mouth
hottest female cocktail waitress in town to dancing male cocktail waitress. Cocktail waitress. Guess what? The toke rate went down.
You don't say.
Say that.
No, literally, like, what's funny is a lot of these guys showed up expecting that they were going to make money like the women. You know what I mean? And that's just wasn't a thing.
They didn't.
And that's canceled. Yeah. No. All right, let's move on to, okay, so we're still back. This is sort of casino life. It's David's tangent stories on casino life. All right. Days off. So you get your first day off from the casino. Did you just sleep?
First day off. First day off from the casino. Did I sleep? No, it was football.
Oh, football. I forgot.
Football. Sunday.
Wow, you sports ball people, dude.
Yeah,
Sports
ball. Fantastic.
You guys are all in. Yeah, no, I get that a lot.
Wait till hockey season comes around.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Really? You're a big hockey guy?
Big hockey guy.
Well, it's amazing. The Golden Knights come to Vegas, and now everybody's a hockey fan.
Yeah, well,
I mean, I grew up in the Northeast. You had to like the Bruins. You got beat up in high school. You know what I mean? I mean, it wasn't even about the Patriots, because the Patriots, when I was a kid, just sucked ass.
Yeah, well,
and the Red Sox hadn't won anything in 100 years.
Yeah.
But the Bruins, big. Boston Bruins. So quite literally.
Not a fan of the Bruins.
Not a fan?
Not a fan.
Bobby Orr, back in the day, I mean, he's a legend. You must have heard about
players.
him.
No,
You
yeah,
like the
of course.
players?
I
Yeah.
like the players. You appreciate the players, but just the organization.
Just the organization?
The team in general. I appreciate the history, but not a fan.
I only know Bobby Orr. That's the only name I know.
Not a
And
fan.
Wayne Gretzky. Only because I saw him on his boat with his daughter. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
Well, she's older. She's
but
mature.
still.
Fantastic. Anyways,
That's how you remember.
I was like,
understand.
wow, I want the boat and
and the daughter.
everything that comes with
Yes.
Dial me. All right, Otis. What did you do? First day off?
So my first day off, I'm sure I probably did sleep. So my first day was like almost a 30-hour day, because I had to go in the morning to get my badge and all this, and they asked, this was at like 9 o'clock in the morning, and they said, can you start tonight? Because they didn't have me on the schedule or anything, so they're just like, can you start tonight? So I was like, sure. So I was doing all that, and then I worked from 8 to 4, that 8 p.m. to 4 a.m., like the swing shift, right? And then finally got home at like 5 a.m., and I don't think I had the next day off, but I slept all the rest of the next day.
No,
and
it's exhausting.
Yeah.
At first.
Swing shift, yeah. I mean, I work day shift, so it's not really that big of a deal.
Yeah. Did you work swing shift too?
Yeah, I worked swing shift.
Yeah, they mostly hire you on swing shift at first.
Yeah,
Takes a minute to get to days.
I hear that I'm very lucky that I got hired on day shift.
You got hired on day shift?
Yeah, I work
Holy
day shift.
crap, you are lucky, dude.
Yeah.
That's where all the old people go to retire, dude. Yeah.
Well, like I said earlier, I'm starting to realize how old I
He's-
really am.
He's like, I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
On,
They
like,
just
everything's-
penciled you into the
yeah.
shift.
Yeah, they're like,
Fantastic.
he'll be here for a while, so we'll
Yeah,
just go
no.
ahead and put him in there.
In Graveyard, I know a lot of older people, they just love Graveyard because they sit dead, make the same money. Well, I'm assuming at the Strat, you can't want to work Graveyard.
Yeah,
You won't make any
Yeah.
money.
Well, I hear at the Strat, the big time players come out on Graveyard so that they don't have to deal with any of the asshats.
Oh, that's true, 100%. Yeah,
So-
some of the biggest
That makes
players.
sense, yeah.
Yeah. No,
Because
that's-
everything's dead. Most things are dead. There's only a couple of games open, so.
Yep. I used to work Graveyard at the Fitzgerald's. 14 dealers. Dude, we used to have some of the best regular players come out on Graveyard.
Yeah.
That used to just make our night every night, $100 bill
That's
minimum.
crazy.
We got a free. We had one lady would come right at 9:30, 10 o'clock, and make our whole night.
So-
By the way, that was I had sort of a because I was on dice. I had kind of like its own. It was like 10 to 6, I believe, or
Yeah.
something like this. Yeah.
Out of the 3 shifts, what was your?
Swing shift by far.
Yeah.
And early swing shift, like 7. I liked 7 to 3, 6 to 2. I'll be honest. I hate getting off at 4 a.m.
Yeah, no, that's rough.
Yeah, because if I work like 6 to 2, especially if I catch the early out, I can get out at 1:40, which isn't bad.
Yeah.
In fact, back in the day, you could still go to clubs. Clubs out here in Vegas didn't start until 1 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah. I had a couple days a week actually that I would work 4 to midnight. So it was a real early swing
Yeah,
shift.
no, that's great.
I loved that
Love
shift.
that one. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I'd be happy with that too.
Because then
That'd
you
be
can get up
decent.
normally the next day almost
Yeah.
if you needed
Yeah.
to do something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or get off in time to go. I was a big, listen, I was married with a young son. And sadly, I always was,
Yeah.
well, I'm getting off a little late. I could go and stop at the club a little bit and then head home. And you know what I'm saying?
boy. Yeah.
I wasn't a very responsible parent. That's the thing. It took me, I was still young. I started
We're all
out very
young
young.
ones.
Huh?
We're all young ones.
This is
I'll
true.
make mistakes.
Yeah, we made, yeah, that's true, yeah. I had my fun, that's true. Last story.
Really quickly,
Adventure.
LA
Yes,
Shadow says,
yes.
here it is. This guy sitting on the couch with the black hat was working at Casino Quest 2 to 3 weeks ago, and he was awesome teacher of craps and roulette.
Oh wow! Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, we love Otis, yeah. No, Otis is fantastic.
Otis is fantastic.
Yeah, what's nice is Otis is very adaptable. So based on like where you're at, if you're new or you're not a new person working, he'll kind of meet your needs on the
Yeah.
game. Yeah, no, that's the
service.
thing. Yeah, it's full service.
Full service.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Full service.
All right, so
Full
ready?
Service.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow, holy
Wow,
smokes,
had to
dear
add
God.
that extra.
What type
It
of
comes
full
with a
service are we
Korean hot
talking,
dog.
sir?
Korean hot dog service.
Korean
That's-
hot dog service.
Yeah.
Oh, Korean hot
Jesus.
dogs are good.
They are
no.
good.
They were very good. I enjoyed them.
The squid ink. We'll have to get you around. By the way,
Yeah.
you would not believe Otis. By the way, is a fantastic singer.
Wow,
we heard
thank
him
you.
belt out some. His background is singing.
It is, yeah.
Really?
I have a degree in music. Specifically, it's a bachelor's degree in music and vocal performance is what it's called.
Isn't that amazing?
That is crazy.
I sat down the other day. I finally started asking Otis some personal questions, which to get to know Otis because I knew he was going to come work here. And you never know people until you start asking. You just don't know what people's backgrounds are. You make assumptions, and it's always fantastic to find out the truth. And I think that very often we're too quick to make assumptions.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because we never know who the asshat is going to be until they're here. But yeah,
it's
so and then he was belting out some song today. That was fantastic.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
really are good. I mean, legitimately, we might have. Hey, he might sing our jingle. We might do a
Get outta here.
Quest
Let's
jingle.
do it.
Really?
That would be fantastic. By the way, we have a guy who did some of our voiceovers. Wouldn't it be great if Otis did some like?
Oh,
We'll
you
figure
mean
that.
Thaddeus? Yeah.
Thaddeus did some voiceovers. But even better, like we have such a diverse, talented group here, with all sorts of skill sets. The only one we can't find really a place for is Sticky. We haven't figured out
Just
what
quite
Sticky
where-
can do.
Does that mean I'm fired so I can go home and
Yeah,
sleep?
sleep. Yeah, I know. Or he's gonna quit, or no.
Yeah.
Sticky's like the center. I think without Sticky, we'd have to just close the lights.
Yeah.
Close the door,
Perfect
go
name.
home.
Close it
Glue
down.
Sticky together.
He is the glue. Are you the glue buddy? Is that where you got the Sticky name?
Can I not be the glue? I want to sleep
Yeah.
again. I want to go to bed,
He could be. He's the glue.
Well,
He's the
there's a
peanut
couple
butter.
things.
Yes. What do you got?
We got a $5 super chat by Chris P. Hi guys, I did dice with David last Tuesday. It was great meeting you all. Thank you for the dice tips, David.
Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, I got this next week. I got a bunch of We are starting Dice Master, I think on Tuesday. Holy crap! What's his name? Better reach out to me. And I think Tuesday I told him at Casino Quest. Oh my God, I got to follow up with him because now I forgot. Did I tell you when we're doing Dice Master? So Dice Master course, we integrate some of our students along with players, and it's sort of a competitive, higher end. So the big thing is going from, believe it or not, going from break-in or a place like the Strat to like another higher limit or a higher tier, whole different level of action,
I'm sure.
whole different level of player, whole different type of dynamic. And so, you know, we like to help you sort of transition to that next level. You know what I mean? It's not easy. Sometimes you need a help in transition.
No, yeah, I love the buzzword.
Yeah, you like that transition? Yeah. All right, so
well, two more
yes,
things.
you got two more things? All right.
Snapper says, fade to black without Dennis. This is true.
I know, we would fade to black.
And then there's a couple people asking, let's hear something, Otis.
Oh, no.
Yes. Oh, really?
Yes,
Oh,
Otis, let's hear
no.
something.
Yeah, because he's all wired up, so it's actually good. What were we singing earlier? What were you singing earlier? That sounded great, dude.
Oh, it was it Frankie Valli?
Really?
It
Wow,
was
very nice.
Oh, what a night.
There you go. Good
Late December back in '63. What a very special time for me. As I remember what a night. That's what it was. That's what was on the radio.
Dude,
That was fantastic, dude. That was good.
Very
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, dude.
Very fantastic.
It was great. Look at that. That's just like impromptu.
Yeah,
That's
dude, that was
fantastic.
really good.
Sir. That was good. Yeah, because I would not be able to do that. I can barely sing on. I can sing on stick though, dude. I've been called.
Singing stick man?
I've sung a few hands on the stick. Oh, they say you're singing when you're giving out money, when you're calling all the numbers, stuff like this. You feel it?
No, I understand.
My bosses used to say I was getting ready for a talent contest. Back then it was Star Search. They thought I was going to be the lead on Star Search. I've had more than a few supervisors be like, dude, you should try out for Star Search right away with your singing ability on the stick. You know what I mean?
Unbelievable.
I was there at the Rio. We gave away like just quite literally the hottest flipping table for 8 hours. It was like it started out as $100. Well, it started out as $100 table, went to a $500 table, and literally every time I'm on the pole, dude, I'm just calling nonstop numbers. I got every boss known to man there. It was that was a rough day.
That's how my Friday was. Like we made the majority of the money when I
Really?
was on stick. Yeah.
And
They
were
were
just
very
giving it away.
Yeah,
and all
they
the
were very
supervisors-
superstitious about it. Like
Oh, yeah.
every time I'd come back to
Yeah.
the table from break, they'd be like, "Oh, you need to be on the stick."
No.
Yeah, I don't really want to be on the stick. you
Yeah,
know?
no, because the minute you
Yeah.
start calling numbers, it's
Exactly.
your fault.
Yeah.
You're the stick person. It's not has nothing to do with the shooter.
Yeah.
It's
No.
you calling
Yeah,
the numbers. How
that's right.
dare you call the numbers that the shooter rolled?
Yeah.
That makes
you
no
know.
sense. Oh my God. I know. Trust me. I've been
It's
there. I work
fantastic.
for some real sweaty bosses. All right.
A couple more things, actually. Some interesting
Really
things.
interesting? Go.
There's a conspiracy. It says David's going to fire Sticky the week before his birthday so he could pocket the money.
Oh no.
wow.
Genius idea. Genius
Very
idea.
genius.
And everyone's applauding Otis over here. And
Oh, great,
someone
thank you.
asked, any opera?
Yeah, so I'm actually classically trained. That was what my degree was. I have been in a few opera. I was in a few operas in college, and then I did a year of grad school in Bowling Green, Ohio, and I was in the professional Toledo Opera Chorus for one of their shows there. It was a lot of fun.
Isn't that amazing?
That is
that's so
incredible.
fantastic,
Yeah.
dude. I love that. Holy
Dude, that is
crap.
awesome.
Are you kidding me? What do you got, Matthew?
No.
What do you bring to the game here? What's going on?
Happy birthday.
He's like, oh my God. Bastards.
Let's see here.
Yeah.
I can play. I can play bass guitar.
Oh, that's better than me, dude.
That's
I can deal dice and play Keno.
Semi funny.
Really?
Yeah.
Bass guitar?
Yeah.
Can you do like shoe fly? I actually can do shoe. I used to be able to do shoe fly on the guitar.
No. You know, shoe fly is not one that's in my repertoire.
Really?
No.
My
no.
mother made me take classes, and then my teacher evicted me from the classes.
Oh,
so I could
no.
not come back because I wasn't practicing. Basically,
Oh,
he kept
yeah, no, you gotta
giving me the
practice.
warning and my hands weren't bleeding enough or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
You know what I mean? To get
You
the
need to be
frets.
bleeding,
Yeah,
yeah.
you need definitely
Yes.
indentations
Calluses
in your fingers.
on top of
yeah.
your calluses. Yes, 100%.
And he's like, "That's it. I'm out. I can't teach you anything more." I'm like, "Who's paying you?" He's like, "Yeah, I don't care. It's $100 every 6 weeks. Like, no one cares. Get out of my class."
That's terrible.
So we got another $20 super chat.
Holy smokes!
You guys are great. Thank you. That's all they said.
Thank you so
thank
much.
you.
Yeah, fantastic.
And there's an interesting question. It says, explain how casino management deals with hot rollers.
Ooh.
So here, yeah, I actually get asked this a lot by our dealers as they're going through. So if someone's shooting the dice a long time, like what goes on behind the scenes, so to speak. You know what? A lot, believe it or not. As you as a dealer, casino management would love to sort of change the pace, change the tempo. Actually, you know what? Here, let me scroll this back. There are some casinos that just don't sweat the money, could care less. It's always going to come back. The dice is not. I mean, the gaming floor is set up in a way that the casinos are there for the long game. But there are some casinos still with old school bosses that like to what we call sweat the money, and there's quite a few of them. What's strange is that the reason for this was back in the day, a lot of the bosses, their bonuses were tied to the win on the table. So they had a certain win threshold, and once they got past that, they would get a bonus for exceeding that win. In some cases, it was also like the table hold. Like if you had a table and you had certain types of policies, and you would get an 18% hold or a 20% hold, that means 18% of every dollar, every $100, the win is $18, right? Because the casino is there to kind of middle the action. You ever been on now you guys have been around for a little bit, you've played a bit of dice, and people on the don'ts and the pass are losing simultaneously, paying their bills, you know what I mean? It's quite something, okay? And we have someone that we work with has some fantastic stories about getting screwed out of their bonus like on the last day, having some high roller come in, and because all you need really to mess up like the whole the whole drop for the month or even the quarter is to have one big player come in and you're supporting their action, and then the next thing you know they take they win hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars. You follow? And a lot of casinos no longer even support that kind of action. A lot of casinos got rid of sort of the high level table action. They only go up to a certain amount. You follow?
Really?
And yeah, they because they just don't want to take the risk. They'd rather grind out as much play as possible. They don't want somebody coming in, 50,000 a hand or 25,000 a hand and taking everything they won the last month from the $5 player. They just don't have that kind of action to support it. Which is impressive because the Stratosphere has sort of taken some of this bigger action. You know what I mean? They
definitely have.
No.
Big action in the Bach room too.
Bach room. They're not afraid of it.
Huge. No, and the things that like the Bach players, they're very well taken care of over at the Strat.
100%.
Let me tell you something about that.
Yeah, no, I know,
Crazy what
yeah,
they
crazy.
do over there for those guys.
No, 100%.
And gals. That's insane.
So on a dice game, management will typically first they increase oversight. So a lot of bosses have cameras inside their offices where they can switch to watching a certain table. If they feel like there's a certain table in play, they can switch. They can watch a heads up on that game, and then they can actually report that to surveillance and get more eyes. Because the minute that more money comes on the table, you want to have as many people watching and making sure the bets are being done correctly. There's on a craps game, we were talking about this the other day, a lot of dealers will go into a crap table not knowing what the maximum bets are in the props, depending upon, God forbid you take, I've done this myself, by the way, I've taken too much on a hard way that's hit. And now you got to pay out a hard way that hits over what the casino is willing to pay. It doesn't go well. You know what I mean?
Sure not.
So these are the kinds of things that they'll want to maintain oversight. Now, if somebody is winning a lot of money, there's nothing directly that the casino can do. They can just watch, pay attention, and especially if it's a regular player, they're not going to interfere. Like a lot of people ask me, like, can you be forced to switch the dice? So a casino technically can ask you to pass the dice.
Are you serious?
Yeah, 100%.
Mid-roll?
It's private property. They can be like,
Wow.
listen, I don't like the way your hair is hanging down your face. I want you to. There's nothing that says you have to have the dice. There's no rule that says you are the shooter. Because if you've been around a dice table long enough, you see people acting out or not cooperating or not throwing the dice correctly, and they'll say, "Sir, you can't shoot anymore." They'll literally force you to not
That's
choose
true.
the dice. You follow?
That's true.
So what's the difference between that and you having a hot hand rolling for an hour in the casino? But in 30 years, I've never seen someone who's been rolling a hot hand, doing everything, hitting the back wall, not taking too long to set up the dice, who's won a ton of money. And I've seen a guy roll a hand where he alone won several $100,000, and the whole table won $1 million. There was $1 million out on the rack, right? And they didn't ask the guy to pass the dice. Yeah, they didn't care. And because the fact that they even had that action means that action was coming behind it. You follow?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that day they took a big hit, but they had that money coming in other areas.
Absolutely.
You follow? So the guy was hitting the back wall. In fact, this one shooter wasn't cooperating completely. He was using the mirror to knock the dice back. Dude, this guy, I can tell you, some of you out there know who I'm talking about. He was an old Caesar's Palace dealer.
Wow.
Stiff.
I never understood why the dealers cause more
The
trouble.
worst. Yep. No, he was the
than
worst.
Normal players.
No, I know. Terrible. I don't know what it is. Terrible attitude, whatever the case is. But they had to confront him. So he was in the middle of like a 40-minute hand, 30-40, one of the best hands he ever had. And we happened to have a whole bunch of players on the table winning a ton of money.
Yeah.
And he would constantly insist on knocking the dice off the mirror, right? And practice rolls, not hitting the back wall, and they're like, listen, dude, you break the mirror, you're paying for it. That's it. And he's like, you know what? And he's like, one of the bosses even came out and says, you're going to owe me $50,000 you break that mirror. And he's like, yeah, no worries. I mean, I never knew what that whole action was because the mirror is not worth $50,000. Of course not. But this was to keep going. But anyway, so he kept here. Hold on a second. All right, see you guys. All right. Oh, good. We're over apparently today. Fantastic. We
Always
love
a
that.
good thing.
Yeah, keep going, sir. We love over. Yeah, good. All right. Yeah, if we're under, we take off your balls. But over, we love you for over. We'll just take that off the top.
Wait.
Or the bottom, apparently.
You can't just skip that.
Leave that
You
there.
can't just skip that.
Leave
Yeah.
that there.
Your balls are worth what?
$10. Yeah. Anybody need a pair? Anybody need a pair?
You
Want
got
a
balls
pair?
for $10?
Yeah. But this was.
Do they touch, sir?
Yeah. Well. Oh God, I didn't even want to address that because I don't want to get demonetized. That's the thing. All right.
I'm talking about roulette.
$2.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We got a $2 from Thomas. Says for Dave to order off the McDonald's dollar menu.
Oh, yeah,
look at that.
100%.
Yes.
Yeah, that guy, dude,
Sure.
brutal. So anyway, so there's your short end of the short answer. Casinos really don't do a lot to interfere with someone that's, but they will take steps to supervise the game. Like you guys will know, the supervisors, especially if it's a big money player or someone that's gotten to big money is on a hot. Next thing you know, you got your floor supervisor, your shift boss, the casino manager, the VP casino manager, the GM, the GM's friends, and everybody, and behind you.
Literally just happened to me last night.
Yeah, just literally, like everybody watching. Yeah. Not even
somebody bought
watching
him with too many
remotely.
$20 bills, so that was a big deal.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a guy with a backpack one time at the Rio. And his bucket list was literally to come with a backpack full of money.
Yeah.
He had collected all these 1s, 5s, 10s,
Wow.
20s. And they wouldn't let him buy in on the table at first. They told him that they wanted to go to the cage, and at that point nobody wants him to buy in because he's got this. No one wants to count it. The casino wants the money,
Of course.
but no one wants to count it because the cage is going to take. This guy really had a backpack. It was only $10,000. It was all in small bills, and he explained to one of either the shift boss, or casino manager, that this was his dream. All right, thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
Yep, good job, good work. You sold it. What?
I sold a $1 Goldback.
Wow, you sold it?
Nice.
Wow, fantastic. We have these Goldbacks from 1 to 50. I don't know. We'll have those all in income. What the hell was I talking about? Oh my God. We forgot already?
Yeah.
Well,
I
since
did.
you forgot, I missed this earlier.
What?
Beyond Blackjack says, "Oh no, you're showing your age. I totally forgot about Star Search."
Oh God, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I got. You know what? Two of the star set. Geechee Guy, and Carrot Top. I think Carrot Top won Star Search. No. And Geechee Guy. The reason I say that is because they were both at the Riviera in the showroom. And I remember being there at the time when Carrot Top was a brand new act. I'm pretty sure he won Star Search and then Geechee Guy also. There was a Geechee Guy. Anybody remember Geechee Guy? He was also at the Riv showroom back
Sound
then.
like you're sick or something.
Yeah, his name was Geechee Guy. He was a Star Search contestant. Come on, dude.
That's right. I've never Star Searched.
Well, if they're leaving, that means we've been doing this for 2 hours, dude. I think some of us have other shit to do. You know
You got other things to do?
No, not really. I'm like,
Yeah.
I gotta take.
Tomorrow,
No. All right. So what were we talking about? I can't believe I got thrown out mid sentence about. Anyways, let's.
We're
move
all
on.
over the place.
All right, we're all right. Well, let's take your questions.
Well, we have another question for the same person. Is this
Yep.
the same way how management deals with blackjack and roulette to throw off your players?
Yeah, I mean, there are certain supervisors that will take steps to try and change the pace or tempo. They'll tap out dealers. They might change equipment. They might change. Listen, I've been on a dice game to change a bowl. They'll definitely tap out a dealer. And some casinos have policies with shuffle up when they change dealers, or you burn card, not burn card. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like they'll try and do things like that. Like on blackjack, if there's a burn card policy, every new dealer burns a card. They can just every however many minutes try to put a new dealer. Like Matthew ends up on your table. Apparently, you just run. you just cash out and go.
Apparently where you left off was backpack cashman.
Oh, the backpack.
Yes,
Yeah, the
yes, 'cause
backpack.
the
How
casino
that
just
yeah.
came over and shit all over this guy's dream.
Yeah. So he was a really nice guy, and he went to the side, talked to some people. And I was on a dead cap game. It was a cap game. It was like we were all by ourselves, like $25 table midweek, and by that cap game, the game at the end, not in the middle of the pit.
Yeah.
And so he had this big backpack, and I guess they made some calls to make sure he wasn't like a drug dealer, because that was always the biggest problem is people were trying to launder money on the game and come in with all these low dollars, stuff like this. And no, he was a legitimate tipped employee, maybe a waiter or something like this. And then they let him buy in on the crap table.
Nice.
And we spent literally the next 20 minutes counting down this guy's money, and counting, running down ones, fives, tens, and 20s, $10,000 worth.
Wow.
And then he went on to lose all that money, not right away, but over the course. But no one, it wasn't any kind of action anybody sweat. He was like, he was in 10,000 and then give me 54 across kind of thing. You know what I mean? So it was, and then
That's my kind of player.
Yeah.
Make it last.
But he played for like 3 days there, and then I'm pretty sure I didn't hear him winning, so I'm guessing he lost money. But we've had some people who have. We had some people on a roulette table one time who ended up like $300,000-$400,000, and I remember that they started tracking. So this is one of the earliest stages of the roulette where they come up with the numbers, and there was a whole series, and these guys were taking advantage of. They were just following the roulette spins.
Yeah.
And they were betting like the last 10, and then they would bet the next 10 exactly as the first 10. And it was amazing how many straight ups, and it was just amazing. And they were taking advantage of this, and they were like, so there was even question that the dealer might have been like, that was the first time I ever heard that the dealer can have influence on where the ball lands. And I'll be honest with you, like, let's just say that there's something to that, where dealers can get it close to a zone.
Really?
I know some of you guys. I've seen some amazing. I know a 30-year dealer who, let's just say, seems like they can get within a certain zone of the wheel if they really want to, because they've called out numbers between a range, and like a couple times they were literally right in the money.
That's
and now
crazy.
imagine they're in cahoots with a player having spun the wheel for 30 years. You follow? Now maybe they just got lucky, you know what I mean? But they claim that this is, and I've heard it repeated that way. So a guy like someone like
Alex who rolls low numbers.
Dude, Alex will hit the same zone over and over and over again. It's quite something. If you ever see my lazy man roulette, it only works when Alex is dealing, because he'll literally the same 16, the same 12 numbers over and over and over again. It's quite something. But so they'll take that dealer out right away. They might change balls. They'll do everything they can to sort of change the tempo. Back in the day with dice, they would try to speed up the dice. They would have you on the stick. At the Gold Coast especially, that was the biggest sweat house I ever knew. The Gold Coast sweat the money more than anyone else ever. Even more than Sal at the Golden Gate, by the way. Wow. I mean, it was unbelievable, the things. They would switch the bowl. They would switch everything but the dice. The bowl, the stick, the dealer. They would increase the tempo, slow the tempo down. Actually, the one place that used to be the worst was the San Remo. I couldn't believe it. I was at $100 with my friend. We go over to the San Remo, and they start doing color for color, and just getting fills of red.
No way.
Just torturing the dealers.
I mean, so they made the dealers color for color. So there was a point where I had 500-600 in red in the rack, and not a single. And I had $60 place bets and getting paid in all red.
Oh my god.
Even my place bet was stacked up in red. You see what I'm saying?
That's
so they
terrible.
were just trying to inconvenience the players to the point where we just didn't want to play. They just weren't prepared. So I've seen things like that happen, but it was unbelievable. I was yelling. I got to the point where I was so mad. I just couldn't believe it. And I felt bad for the dealer, but they had no choice.
Right.
They had some of the work, but what are you going to do? I couldn't believe it. You know who used to do that a lot? The Frontier, the Alardis.
Really?
When they owned the Frontier. Yeah, they used to
just
be.
sweat the money?
Dude, they would have a guy. You'd have 10 with 20 odds, and they would come out and pay you all in red. They wouldn't give you a total of 50. It was always red. Or you had 20 with 40. They would pay you a whole stack of red.
Wow.
Yeah, it was brutal. Yeah. They don't do. You really don't see that a whole lot anymore. Yes, you see people winning, and you see people, but you don't see. Like I can see them putting in you and try to throw something because there's still bosses that are superstitious, but you don't see that a lot. All right, what else you got? You got anything else? That was a good one. I love that one. That was good.
Oh, that was a good one.
I don't have anything, but I think,
oh, y'all having fun? Are we gonna go home now? Can we go home?
I mean, I could put the quick Q&A.
Oh, we didn't have the Q&A graphic? No wonder we weren't getting any questions.
How were they ever going to know?
I know.
It's not like we were answering questions.
No, it's fine. All right, so here's the thing. The very last thing I'm going to ask you guys about is what's the 5-year plan?
Oh, man, you got to ask Otis first.
I know.
I got a quicker question, actually.
Uh-oh.
What's your favorite game to deal?
What is your favorite game to deal, Otis?
My favorite game to deal, well, before I learned how to deal craps, I would have said Baccarat.
Really?
Yeah. I think it's a stupid game, but but I love dealing.
Well, we just lost a million fans, dude. Thanks a lot, buddy.
No,
you love dealing Baccarat?
Yeah, it's just something about the structure of it is appealing to me.
Yeah.
It's a very structured game.
Dude, a lot of people love. Dude, there's literally like most of the population of the planet loves Baccarat.
I think
it's
I mean, it's fine if you like it, but it's
like
it just doesn't make any sense as to how it's any fun. It's like the banker wins or the player wins, like 50-50.
There's a lot of nuances, sir. You have no. By the way, if you talk to Kelly's son. By the way, Kelly, Kelly's son, which we love, who won a shit ton of money over a couple of years, like killing it. Yeah. There are levels to that game. Just like I never thought I would understand the levels of the game. I still don't understand like how she looks at it and how she pulls and the strategies that she uses. But it's quite something. I mean, for someone to have won $100 million in 2 years off that game. To hear her talk about it, it's not a 50-50 game. It's this type of strategy that's played out that you can execute. It becomes like a 60-40 game. Don't ask me how. Don't ask me how the math works out.
Yeah, no.
But, she talks about all the different bets and things like this and how she was able to win all this money. And clearly, if it was a 50-50 game, how did she win $100 million?
Yeah, I don't know. I was using one of those little Bach trackers the other day at school.
A Bach tracker?
Yeah.
Wow.
You can track the hands or whatever.
Yeah, you can track the hands. Yeah.
And
it was an automatic tracker, or did you have to actually?
I had to manually input everything on my phone. I was using it on my phone at school.
Okay.
Let me tell you,
You think there's something you were killing it? See.
Killing it.
So there's something to it, but although I don't understand. So Baccarat in Asia is 90% of a casino floor.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I mean, they have casino floors that have 600 plus games, and 500 of them are Baccarat tables. The rest are roulette, and then they throw in some dice games for miscellaneous. But dice is growing in popularity in some areas, but it's mostly a Western. Our G.I. Joes, I shouldn't say G.I. Joes. I got him a bet myself. Oh my God.
There you go, aging yourself again.
I know. Because a lot of people in World War II, played it, and it became popularized here in the United States more so than a lot of other places. Whereas Baccarat, roulette in Europe, you'll go to entire casinos in Europe have nothing but roulette. It's all roulette wheels.
Yeah.
And then you go to Asia, of course, is mostly Bach. And then here, dice is big. It's kind of a mix. Blackjack is big here.
Yeah, I can tell.
Blackjack is big. And then you got dice, roulette. There's usually more dice games than there are roulette games, though, here. Like 2 roulette, 4. Like the Strata is only how many roulette?
Strat's got 4.
4? Okay, so
roulette
about the
tables.
same. How many dice games? Like 4?
2. They got the 2 crapless, and then no, they only got 3.
3? What about
3
Pit
and
5?
then, where is Pit 5?
It's over on the other side.
I don't know Pit 5.
Yeah, I don't think they've really opened it. That's what we played there. It's over, not under the escalator. It's over to the side.
That's Pit 4.
That's Pit 4?
Pit 4, yeah.
Oh, I thought that was a
No.
Pit 5. All right.
Right next to the big wheel. The big
Yeah,
six
next
wheel?
to the
Yeah,
big wheel,
that's
big
Pit 4.
6 wheel, yeah.
That's Pit 4,
Which
yeah.
amazingly here for Americans, they have big 6 wheel because Americans don't know math, so they throw that thing out there. They're like,
Yeah,
everybody
no.
wants to play that. Do they punish you guys when they send you? Is a big 6 basically punishment? Because it used to be like that at the Rio.
Yeah, no, it's
They're like, if you sucked
Yeah.
one day, they would just big
same
6.
thing, same thing with that electronic craps table.
Oh, really?
But I've made it my own. I love that.
Can you make money on the electronic scrap? That's been the question a
I
lot.
made $54 the other
In
day. on
tips?
it. Yeah.
I was the only one. I was trying
mean,
to
if you
explain the
can't-
tip feature to the
Yeah.
people. I'm like, dude, there's a button.
Yeah.
Hit the button.
Yeah, but it's impossible to find, because nobody wants anybody to.
No, but
give you
and
any
how do you
tips.
collect the tips from that game?
So I guess the way they have it set up is it goes straight to your paycheck.
Really? How do you
Yeah,
know
so
that it
this-
goes to your paycheck? You see it from that game?
Yeah, so like from that game, it goes into some kind of system, and then at the end of the
With
night,
your name is tagged for having dealt
Yeah.
that game when those tips come in. Oh, that's interesting. I
And
thought
then-
maybe it gave you a receipt and you like handed it in or something. No.
No, then they put it in like a binder or whatever in
Yeah.
like a day or two.
Do you
after
guys
you're
hate
done.
dealing that game?
A lot of people do. I love it.
Really?
Because I get to be as obnoxious as I want to, and nobody cares.
No one cares.
And they
yeah.
love it. The
They
people love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I get to teach people how to play.
See, that's how you get tipped though.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
you are obnoxious,
Yeah.
and then
No, I know.
and then everyone can
I
have
am.
fun, and they're drinking anyways. So they're
Exactly.
obnoxious. You're obnoxious, and bam, winner.
This dude was yesterday $300.
Mm-hmm.
Put it in, turn it into 2,000 just doing hot bets.
What?
Just doing hot bets.
Wow.
Was screaming his lungs off
Wow.
every time somebody would 7 out. Like, oh.
That's when 7 out. Oh
yeah.
my god.
It's just hopping
Swear to
every
God.
number.
Wow.
It was stupid.
All right. Well, what else? We got any questions? Because we're about to end this.
Well, we have actually
peep
a
show.
couple questions. What is your favorite extinct Vegas attraction? My favorites were the Wet n Wild and Star Trek Experience.
Oh my god! I would have said the same thing. Is that me? Did I say that already? I would have said Wet n
Took
Wild.
the words right out of my mouth.
Dude, so Wet n Wild used to keep me motivated to stay in shape because I wouldn't show up there without
Yeah.
I got in shape for Wet n Wild a few times. Like literally, I had this girl one time ask me, "Let's go on a date to Wet n Wild," and I'm like, "Oh hell no!" I can't go. I was like, "Listen,
Give me a couple
yeah, give me a
weeks.
couple weeks." Like literally, that was the conversation. Actually, it was a couple months, but I was
Yeah,
like,
right.
"I'll work up to Wet n Wild," because
That's
and a Star Trek Experience, they changed it. Originally, this was more of an experience, and then it was more of a bar.
Oh.
The experience didn't work out so well, and they scaled it down, and then they got rid of it altogether. I wouldn't say I was a Trekkie, but I love that. I love what they did. It was at the Hilton,
Okay.
the big Hilton, which became LVH. But it was cool. I mean, you could sit up there with not Worf. What's his name? Is that right, Worf? Or I don't know.
Who
The guy
knows?
with the big ears.
Oh,
ran the
Spock.
bar. No.
Oh, wow.
no.
The Klingon, yeah, Worf.
Oh, I'm not.
Anyways,
I'm
it
Star
became a
Wars.
different
Just
thing. It
Star
was
Wars.
not a. It was not a Klingon. Shit, what was his
Well, then
name?
it wasn't Worf.
It wasn't Worf. But anyways, it was a good experience. I enjoyed it. Yeah, I would say that's good because those have gone. They had NASCAR. I went there to watch my friend eat the burrito. They had the NASCAR thing at Sahara. They had
The cafe, right?
NASCAR cafe.
Yeah.
They used to serve this 3-pound burrito.
Get out of here.
And my buddy Mike would just down that bad boy.
That's
He had to eat it in
incredible.
half an hour. It was 3 pounds of beef inside a burrito
Wow.
with all the toppings.
Yeah, like rice and
And
beans
everything.
and all this.
And
Wow.
he could take it out. Like, dude, absolutely take it down.
Wow.
And just watching him eat that was like, oof.
Yeah,
And
pork.
I don't need to
Apparently
eat for
it's
the next
Cork's
3
bar.
days.
Yeah. Huh?
Apparently it's Cork's bar.
Corks, that's the cork. Yeah, with the ears. The cork.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
remember that guy with the ear with the bar? Crap. I mean, I guess I wasn't much of a Trek at all. But yeah, Cork's bar, that's what it was. Yeah. He had those, the weird ears? They were like the thieves of the galaxy, you know.
You shouldn't ask me. I've never watched that.
Oh my god.
I know what you're talking about.
I was
Yeah.
You know what I'm
forced to
talking about?
watch
Yeah,
two of the
yeah.
new
He was like, they
movies.
were considered like the thieves of the, Deep Space Nine. If you ever watched, that was based on Gene Roddenberry's, right? Deep Space.
Yeah, Deep
know.
Space Nine. Someone said that in the comments.
Yeah, Deep Space Nine. Yeah, so that was the Gene Roddenberry, the Star Trek universe, as it were. And so it became Quark's bar because he was known for having a bar in Deep Space Nine, and he was They had the big ears. Yeah, they were the. Anyways, I love that show. You guys that don't know what I'm talking about? You're lost, confused.
No, lost in
anyway.
space.
I watched Star Trek when I was a kid. Yeah.
Really? Yeah. You know Deep Space Nine?
Ish. Yeah.
Ish. Yeah. That was such a great show. All right. What else? I'm trying to think of what other types of attractions. So
And
one of the
High Roller is
attractions
pretty cool.
no one missed and no one went to. Which one?
The High Roller at the Link.
Oh, at the lake, but that's
Yeah,
still there.
The big Ferris wheel.
Isn't it still there?
Well, yeah.
Did they get rid of it?
No.
Oh, they're talking about extinct attractions.
Oh.
Keep
Oh.
up here, okay?
I'm so lost.
I know.
I'm so lost.
You know what they
Lost
had?
in space.
The MGM used to have a amusement park that literally no one remembers.
Get out of here.
And that's why they got rid of it, because
Wow.
no one ever went. Like, I mean, I think I went inside the park and saw that it was just sucked as an amusement park, and like
Well.
they had the worst rides. I mean, it wasn't even worth going there. You know what I mean? And they got rid of it eventually. It was there for the longest time too, by the way. The other thing that they closed that a lot of people are
You know
remiss.
what's a really good one?
What?
Someone said in the Treasure Island's pirate ship show.
Oh, yeah.
That was so good.
No, a
I
lot
used
of
to
people
love watching it
protested
as a
that.
kid.
That cheap bastard got rid of the pirate show in front of the Treasure Island. People, because they were like, everybody's watching. It's a free show. It wasn't inexpensive either. Those were all entertainers getting paid. They used to have the two ships. They would fight each other.
Get outta
and,
here.
and they had acrobatic movements. It
Oh,
was
that's
pretty
pretty
cool.
cool.
Yeah.
It was
every couple
really
hours.
cool. Especially
he
when you're walking
remembers
down the
that.
strip as a kid. Like, what do you do?
Yeah,
Watch
who
the
wants
pirate
a
show.
free show.
That
you
sounds
can't,
pretty cool.
No,
You
that-
can't give
that-
out a free show, dude.
Why
free
not?
show, man. With all
It's
that, you know what I mean?
Well,
It
not
was-
with that attitude.
No, I know.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, no,
You
the
can do
pirate
anything you
ship
wanna do.
was good, dude. The pirate ship. Now it's just lava. Now it's not even lava. What do they do there now? They just play music, right?
They just play music.
And the
that's all
sound
they
of
do.
pirate ships fighting each
Oh.
other. It's like a new, it's like a soundtrack.
It's an ambient experience.
It's an ambient
It's
experience.
kind of
yeah.
haunting now.
Yeah, it is a bit haunting. But it used to be fantastic because they had like, these girls and the guy, everybody going, and they're swashbuckling and going on to the other ship and dueling it out. It was quite something. I mean, it was quite the show for a show. You know what else is Bally's Jubilee, dude? They got rid of the last real showgirls in town, actual showgirl venue. With the big things, the big feathers and
Yes.
everything else,
The end of an
dancing.
era.
That was literally the end. That show was the
terrible.
end of the showgirl show, because now it's all, comedians and magic acts and Siegfried and Roy. What about that? Holy crap!
You
They
know
got
what
rid of
else took
Siegfried.
out? That show in the Circus with the lady who would hang over like in the
Oh,
air.
the trapeze artist, that Circus, the Big Top. When they opened Circus, that was a thing.
The trapeze?
Trapeze. What did I say?
It was a free show. You could just walk up.
It was a
and
free show.
It was fun.
Yeah, they used to have the games and stuff underneath too. By the way, even though they had like the the thing to catch them in case they, God forbid, would that have been horrific if they landed and killed themselves on a blackjack table while you're playing?
Oh my God!
You'd be like, oh crap.
I guess I have to shut that table down for a little
Nah,
while.
I'd have to sue.
You guess? You
I'd
guess?
have to I'd have
Just
my
for a little
lawyer and
while.
speed
Sue for
down.
mental damage.
I'd be like, listen here. Yeah,
They'd
a
probably just give
trapeze
you
artist just
$25.
killed himself on my table.
Trapeze,
How
I
much
love
is
it.
that worth to my mental acuity?
$25 food credits.
Yeah, I know. That'd be a buffet
It's a
coupon.
$100 play till you lose.
Oh my
check.
God. Yeah, $100 all in a match. Matching
match play,
coupon. Yeah,
yeah.
God forbid it was like all. No, that's true. 100%.
I lost the comment, but someone was asking, do you get rated for electronic table games like
Yeah,
Blow
but
to
you
Win?
get it's like a slot machine. You get points. You know what I mean? It's like you just stick your card in and go to town.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really
Try.
straight up. There's not a lot of attention from the supervisor, or none really.
Very little.
The sun. I mean, yeah, unless there's no way to rig. I was playing the other day when we were playing. I forgot to ask the lady how much she was rating me, because I'm a $5 player right up until I'm betting 175.
Yeah, of course.
I want to get rated for the whole range of action. I don't want them. I was telling Kelly like. The minute I start playing bigger money, they walk away.
Yeah,
And
of
now the
course.
supervisor's like,
Yeah.
huh? You're a what? Huh?
Yeah, I didn't
I'm
even
like,
see you.
Yeah, you didn't see my $175?
No,
How dare
were
you?
paying
It went by
25.
so fast.
That's
You
it.
missed it.
That's it.
I was at $5 because you want them to come by right when the minute they start going by your table and looking at they're like, boom, $50 to
Yes.
play.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And then they pull in Matthew to go whack you.
Well, see, that they do it on the other screens too. So sometimes you don't even know you're being rated.
Oh, really? They're on
Yeah.
another table, rating you on the table behind you? That's
Yes,
sneaky
yes.
bastards.
I know. Tell me about it.
That
I couldn't believe that they
sucks.
were doing that.
No, that's going to suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to look them straight in the face. put the fear of God in them.
That's
You better
right.
give me a flipping higher rating.
$150 a hand, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Snapper asks, has anyone been to Main Street or after it opened?
No, I know. Snapper's a big fan. He doesn't remember. By the way, Snapper, your 30-year-old challenge is coming, sir. We have it in post-production.
Ooh.
We're a couple months behind for those of you who are still waiting for your challenges. I mean, and we're getting them out as, like, for example, we did 12 today, and our production rate so far is 4 a week.
Fantastic.
So can you imagine that puts us behind, just today put us behind 3 weeks. And then we stack up the rest of them. So we're working on adding more people, but you know, it's not like you guys are paying $100 a challenge. And a lot of Patreons get them. You get the one for free.
Yeah.
So there's that. So by the way, did I mention we have Patreon? I did now.
You did now.
I guess.
Out there.
What was the question? Where are we at? What's my
have you
name?
been to Main Street since it reopened?
I have not been to Main Street. I used to love. They used to have a fantastic buffet, and then the buffet went downhill. They had interpretive meat displays.
Interpretive meat displays.
Yeah, no, 100%. Me and my buddy Mike. So Mike's usually pretty good at knowing, like, because he's a big meat guy, because he eats a lot of meat.
Is
dude.
he?
He knows his meat like you have no idea.
Okay.
He
This isn't
but
Alex
anyways,
friendly
anyways,
channel.
so-
Okay.
Yeah, I won't do it. I'm
So
not
we go to
touching it.
Main Street, and they have it's a bit odd. They have these little like, I don't like to play. I love Main Street Station. I love the old stuff they have there. If you ever come to Vegas and you don't have a whole lot of money to spend, do your own little self tour through Main Street Station, because they have a lot of artifacts, a lot of
Really?
things from, like, the train era. They have these really unique chandeliers. You can look at that place for an hour. They have a brochure right up at the front desk that tells you, like, where everything is in that place, because that's how originally it was built.
It was the old train station, wasn't it? in
Well,
Vegas?
not, but technically the train station behind it was a train station and switch.
Oh, okay.
And it's really behind where, like, the plaza is.
Yeah.
You follow? But Main Street has all this old artifacts from all these cool train places and train stuff, and you can go through there, and the brochure tells you, okay, here, this is this, and this wood was reclaimed from here, and it's kind of cool. The chandeliers especially are fantastic.
I love chandeliers.
No, we have that one from the Sahara.
that one's awesome.
Yeah,
from the
we have
Sahara.
all sorts of stories about those things. But they used to have one of the best buffets downtown, hands down. So the only place that was a buffet downtown was the Fremont, which, dude, I don't even know why they bothered Fremont. You might as well
Not good.
That was like, on the way to, Diarrhea Highway there.
Oh,
that was that one.
that bad.
Yeah, that was pretty bad, dude.
I still want to. I have not done the buffet thing in
The
town
buffet
yet.
thing? You have not done a buffet?
I have
What's
not
the
done
matter
a
with
buffet.
you?
I don't know where to go. I don't have any.
Well,
friends.
nowadays a bit limited, but the Golden Nugget was like literally the standard for buffets, but it was expensive, $50, or give or
wow.
take.
That
It
was
was always,
expensive.
even back in the day, huh?
That was expensive back in the day.
I mean, it was like $30 back in the day. It was still that was a hell. That was like.
Wait,
10
is that
blackjack
not
games.
expensive to you, sir?
I know. It was like $30 for a buffet. That was
I mean, I don't know. I don't know where's the baseline.
The baseline is like $8 at Circus
Oh yeah,
Circus.
okay.
You
So
know what I mean?
$30.
$6.95.
Okay, thank you for the.
But then Main Street went south. We couldn't figure out the meat. We called it interpretive meat because none of the. I would literally go up to a guy and ask him, like, dude, what kind of meat you selling here? What's going on? Because when you can't figure out what the hell's inside the thing, and it was a bit rough.
Yeah.
But it used to be such a fantastic. My guess is now they've reopened. It's better. God, they're gonna hate me, dude. They're gonna hate me. They're gonna be like,
That's
oh my
all
God.
I love, though.
I can't help but tell. I have to tell
You
the
gotta
truth,
tell the
dude.
truth.
Yeah.
I gotta
have to
be
tell the
organic. I'm sorry. Well, hey, maybe it's a better buffet. I had a back. Snapper, I know me and Snapper talked about. He loved it. When they first opened, they used to have this really cool Australian game where they used to do this coin flip, and they had this high chair and this referee, and it used to attract huge crowds. But you can only play one person versus. It didn't make a lot of money for the casino, but it was a huge draw. It was a lot of fun. It was the only game like it in town. They didn't have anywhere else. It's an Australian game where they flip this coin and you make these wagers based on this coin flip.
That is weird.
I was fantastic. People would come downtown just to watch this game. It was so cool.
And everybody's so hesitant about Andar Bahar.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell the holdup is. Andar Bahar is like, now that Brian's out, it's like,
Now
it's
it's
gonna dead. We
Yeah,
got the
now it's
shirts
dead.
though, so we made it through, buddy.
That's
That's all we
That's all that
needed.
matters.
We got the
We got
shirts.
the shirts.
Done. Boom.
Oh, that's it.
Winners.
Interesting question.
All right, what do we got? We got like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 more questions. Let's do that. Go.
Well, this is an interesting question. In the 1970s, we were called croupiers. Why does David exclusively use the word dealers?
Yeah, like as in craps dealers are called croupier. I mean, you know, I just use dealer. Yeah, I mean, first of all, most of us can't pronounce the word well, so we stopped using that. But yeah, it used to be called a craps dealer as a croupier.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a foofy French term for, you know, bending over, dealing dice.
Bending over?
I mean, not bending over, dealing
Just
dice,
dealing
sir.
dice.
Dealing dice.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so the bending over isn't a prerequisite?
You bend over to deal dice?
I mean, you got to be really have really long hands.
Really long hands?
I've seen some people
have really long hands?
Yeah. I've seen some. I
boy.
know a guy who used to just spread his legs. Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Did you now?
It just had a reach. It didn't have to actually bend over.
Gets better
Oh
and
my
better.
God.
Better and better.
Yeah, it gets better.
Spread his legs,
Damn it!
bent over the table, and
Yeah.
just started
Yeah,
playing
100%.
with
Yeah,
the chips.
no, 100%. Didn't have to bend over much. Just like, yeah. Oh my God, he was a school teacher too. I just realized.
Refused to bend over, but he would spread his legs.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah,
Oh man, that went south quick, dude. That was a rough one. Oh, you had to stay tuned for the whole flipping podcast. on that
No, you
one.
do to get gems like that.
No, that was mouth tricks all over. See,
Oh
I
my
mean that's the
God.
truth of it, dude. I can't help
I love
it.
it.
Craps is what it is, dude. All right, what else we got? We got any other real questions?
I need a second.
Oh my God. Look at this guy. Poor
He's
Sticky.
lost it.
Someone said talk about the Klondike Casino.
Ah, the Klondike Inn. Oh, there's not many people left alive that could talk about the
No,
Klondike Inn. It was such a dive, but it was off the strip. It was on the strip dive. It was across the street from where like the Luxor would be now, or maybe Mandalay Bay. It's hard to figure out where those strip malls, but it was a fantastic casino. I loved it. By the way, they packed so many machines in there. You were just like, I mean, you were like, someone would hit your chair and it'd be like, excuse me, I'm playing here, but I'm playing here and you're playing there. You know what I mean? You like, and then you had to move your chair on one side. They moved their chair just so you could be back to back.
Jeez.
They used to have this little cafe in there. Do you guys? Who else went there? Listen, that was the best late night. I'm too wasted to know any better. To go eat and just relax. The owner of that place used to come in at the casino boardwalk. Him and Norbert knew each other, and they would talk stories of dealing dice, dude. And if anything added to like the legend for me, I mean the sort of how dice sort of played a role in my head. Listening to these two guys, I was always transfixed because he was a big dude. I don't know what his name was, the owner of the Klondike, but he was this just giant man, right? And he had the biggest, fattest, fingers.
Yeah.
With the biggest, fattest one of these really gaudy gold nugget. You ever see the gold nugget watches that people wear?
Oh, yeah.
They're just super gaudy, like holy crap, look at that. It's just all gold. Well, he had this biggest gold ring on his pinky. And this thing wouldn't even fit my thumb, dude. For the love of, I mean, it was this huge, massive monstrosity of a thing. And I always was like just stunned that nobody he was able to walk around with this like nugget. Like I can't even imagine what today that thing would be worth.
Dragging it across the casino floor.
Yeah,
Ripping up the carpet everywhere he goes.
It was so he was. It was so fantastic though, dude. I love the Klondike. Me and my friend used to play there all the time, mostly slots. They did have some tables. It was featured in Vegas Vacation, if you must know. And one of the guy that did what is this thing, this card game where you put the card here and everyone has on the forehead and tries to bluff, right?
Oh yeah.
Bluff,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the guy that did that, he's got dark hair, skinny guy. Go look it up. Vegas Vacation. Me and him worked together at the Gold Coast.
Wow.
We actually worked together. He didn't have any speaking role. He was considered an extra or a stand-in, but he did that part. Yeah, he's got black hair. I think his name might have been Matt.
Get out of here.
No.
Wow.
But he was. I saw him and I was like, "Holy crap!" He didn't even call me to tell me. I actually called him, reached out. He was like, "Oh my God, you're in Vegas Vacation, dude." He's like, "Yeah, but I only got paid as whatever stand-in extra or something." He didn't get to speak.
No.
I was like, "But dude, you've been immortalized,
Right.
at the Klondike of all places, because that's where they filmed that part at the Klondike." I used to love that place, dude. They only had regular slot machines. There were no ticket in, ticket out. It was all old school. They had a lot of 3 reels right to the very end. They, a lot of places were going with 5 reels, 8 quarters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not 8 quarters, but this place was 3 reels, 2 quarters. Old school double diamonds, this kind of thing. Straight up video poker. It was really one of these fantastic.
Are there any places like that left?
You know what? There is on Boulder Highway. What's it called? The Silver something? Where they have all.
Is it Silver Sevens?
No, not Silver. That's
Silverton?
No, not the Silverton. It's called the Lake, Silver Lake. We've sent a few dealers there. They have actually pit girls. It's on Boulder Highway. They've got old school machines with the actual coin in.
Really?
So if you really want to work your ass off, feed all the coins, because now I'm so used to the ticket. We went there, me and Alex went there. Alex actually hit aces, I believe, or deuces there. So that was good.
Wow.
He refused to watch me play Keno, a little bastard.
Wow. See, that's where all the fun is.
Dude, 100%.
I mean, truly.
By the way, we had somebody came by here, and I'm now the Keno guy. Just so you know, that's I've been.
Just now.
It was like someone said. Someone said, "Yeah, I saw Alex and the Keno guy." I was like, Jesus.
Not like a proud moment, Keno guy.
What a step down.
He's like,
what a step down.
I know.
Yeah.
Keno master, maybe.
That's what I'm saying. Not the right adjectives.
What else you got, buddy? Well, because now we're grinding out.
I think we're out.
We're out? All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. We so appreciate it. We love all you guys. Stay tuned. We got a lot of wonderful things happening. As you know, so Matthew's going to start plugging in, but Otis starts with us as well. And we've been expanding. Otis is here. Well, whatever your schedule is, after you're here, I'm just gonna be like, "Hey, is Otis here Monday through Friday?" But Otis is starting to plug in, and we have some fantastic tables coming out. We got some new merch that you can check up on our site. Some of it is just being added now. And of course, if you're interested in being a dealer yourself, please check out CEG Dealers. If you're interested in our academy, it's on CQ Dealers. Oh, the other one's CEG Dealers. CQ. I'm getting it all confused. I'm way too
DJ
old.
Spam already put the links in chat.
Oh, you did?
Perfect.
Oh, fantastic, sir. By the way, we went through all those snacks. I just finished off the macadamia nuts a minute ago.
I'm making the thumbnail tonight. It's going to be out tomorrow, actually.
What is it for?
The D&D snack video.
Oh, yeah. That. By the way, it came out really good, dude. I love it. The snack. Plus, we have a vlog coming Wednesday. We have a brand new vlog, behind the scenes, me and Alex and all of our nonsense, everything else. You get to see everything.
Nice.
The good moments, the bad moments, the smelly moments.
Smelly.
Well, you get to a certain age, dude.
Everything's just started seeping out.
Yeah, things
no.
work on their own, dude, okay? All right, but anyways, we have a vlog coming every Wednesday, brand new vlog just for you. Can care less about the views. We want our fans to kind of see us live, raw, in our undies kind of thing. Uncut. Oh, God. I'm not going to touch that with a stick.
Anyways, we're out.
All right, see you guys.
So
Bye. Bye.